Hello. Good evening. Welcome to episode 9 of the FluffCast. I'm your host and streamer for the evening, Axolotl Andy. Let's check in on what the boys are up to. Tonight, we'll be drawing Fluffy Dr. Octopus. Let's talk to the guys.
Generally here in town, the rule is if you live north of the tracks, you're okay. And I live north of the tracks. I'm about 2 miles inland.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And the surge is supposed to be like 7 to 11 feet. And I do live on the top floor. But that all depends if it goes way it's going now. I'll probably see that in like 60-mile-an-hour winds. But I brought everything inside that could fly off. So hopefully it won't be anything because I really don't want to have to fucking evacuate because I don't want to go home. I love my parents.
No.
I don't want to run home.
No, man, fuck that. Only cowards flee from a little bit of fucking rain.
That's it. So let's just hope, when I wake up in the morning, the state of Louisiana is gone and I'm still here.
See, that hurricane's fucking up. Every fucking hurricane has a chance to take out Florida.
This one went the
pray every
entire
time
different
this will
way.
be the one.
We keep hoping.
Oh fuck! Oh, we're live.
Yeah,
God.
we're live.
Yes.
Anyways, no, I love all our viewers in Florida.
I
You're
don't.
Florida, you're a
definitely
cool
not
dude.
No, you're
a
not.
state cursed by God and defying Him with its existence every day.
Florida is a mistake.
So, good evening, gentlemen. How are you this fine night?
Oh,
Doing- I'm doing pretty good. I've actually got a fucking day off of work. I was able to get a bunch of cleaning done, and I am just about out of whiskey.
It's a
Christ.
tragedy.
Me, I'm out of weed. I'm not happy.
I'm sorry, dude. That's why you shouldn't do the devil's lettuce.
Yeah, these things happen.
I can't say I just had like the worst pizza I've ever picked up. Like,
Oh shit! Do tell.
okay, so I like Little Caesars. It's cheap, so it's always good for me. And I recently had one of their crazy calzone things, and it was good. So I ordered one tonight, and I get over, pick it up, and first thing I see when I walk in the door, they got a buy one get one free thing going on for Crazy Bread. So I said, "Fuck it, I'll get some Crazy Bread. Worst case scenario, I'll have
Crazy
some
bread.
tomorrow."
Fuck yeah.
Fucking
So I
crazy.
got that, and I ordered the cheese calzone. Well, I get back and it's pepperoni. I'm like, that's no problem, whatever. And I kind of bite into it, and it's like they burnt the bottom. There was no sprinkle flavoring on it, and they got like the garlic stuff that's on the inside. So I'm gonna have to be a Karen and report this shit because I'm like,
Oh god.
dude,
Oh,
I bought
jeez.
this shit and like it tastes like cardboard. What the fuck happened?
You know what? Understandable. Because how do you fuck up Little Caesars?
That's what I'm saying. And the Little Caesars I normally go to is really good, like 9 times out of 10. They even know me by name. So I walk in, they're like, "Hey, there's Funk." I'm like, "Hey guys, just getting a pizza, heading home." So they're all nice people, but like today is just, ugh.
I'm about to reveal something very unfortunate.
Oh,
Oh dear.
As soon as you said the sprinkle thing, so my girlfriend was over last night, and we spent a good portion of our night watching Cooking with Paris.
oh boy.
It's the new Paris Hilton
Please
show on
elaborate.
Netflix.
Oh no.
And
Okay.
it's just Paris Hilton cooking with a bunch of dumb famous people.
I don't know.
I
One.
kind of thought she was dead.
I did too, but she was talking about her boyfriend. They're trying to have start a family. And it's surprisingly wholesome. But oh my god, she puts fucking sprinkles on everything.
Define everything.
They made a turkey. It
No.
had
What?
sprinkles on it.
Why?
Like a turkey. Like a turkey. Like a Thanksgiving turkey.
You know, it's the only way that a show with Paris Hilton could be relatable and like enjoyable is like every episode start off fine, and then they just like fucking shotgun half a bottle of vodka and just like slur their way through like the rest of it.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Because then you can pull on fucking anyone. I mean, you could bring in like fucking, I don't know, Snoop Dogg.
No, see,
Bring
Snoop Dogg's
Kanye
already
West.
got
You guys just get shit faced and just start
Snoop
cooking together.
Snoop Dogg's already got like legit cooking shows with my favorite felon, Martha Stewart.
Always funny
Why
when
do
you
you
see that and
always
you're like,
preface
which
their
one of these
name
has
with
been to
that?
federal prison?
Snoop. I mean, granted, which one of them has murdered someone allegedly? Not Martha, but which one of them got caught?
Uh-huh.
Definitely not Snoop.
Not Snoop.
No, like it's always funny to me. Like every time I go to the Walmart here, they've got these little Bic lighters that they're putting out, and they're kind of like they're not the really long ones, but they got the longer handle on them, and they're like the Easy Reach lighter, and the people hawking them are like Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg. So I see them every time I go up there, and I bought one. And they're actually pretty handy because they're good for lighting candles and shit. So it's my hurricane lighter. But every time I see that, I'm just like, man, I can't believe she's been to prison and he has not. This guy who gets in there and claims about living the most dangerous lifestyle, and he hasn't been to prison. And I'm like, you know what? That's okay, Snoop. You keep your nose clean.
Is he still going by
Also,
Snoop Leone, or was that?
no, that's
Ah,
he
no.
talked about that. He was Snoop Lion when he got really into shit. Can't remember the
Shit,
name of it.
da,
You
da,
know
da,
the one with the
da.
Babylon and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, Ziggy
I'm
Marley,
white. I'm
all them.
sorry.
All right.
Rastafarianism.
Yeah.
Rastafarianism. He was into that, and then like I think like a year later, he's like, nah, that was a fuck up. That wasn't me. That
Yeah,
wasn't me
like
at all. That wasn't on brand.
that's not me, fam. It's funny, like the only reason I know anything about Rastafarianism is like when white people get to college, they generally have like a couple months there where they're like, "This is the religion I want. I don't have to listen to my parents anymore. This religion's about smoking weed." And then they realize like, no, it's not, and then they just give it up. I'm like, all right,
Sammy in the chat says hello, everyone. Hello.
Sammy,
hello, Sammy.
Hi,
hello.
hi, Sammy.
Hi, Sammy.
Sam,
How are
I
the
hope you're
kids?
having a good evening.
I know your name is Sammy Lafavor or
LaFavre.
Lafavere.
Oh my god, let's not do like Kibble's stream where we start. I mean, Funkshire's stream where we just start making fun of the names of people.
No. I just want to say,
Yeah,
like every time I hear the name Sammy, all I think of next is Hagar.
okay. Yeah, we do make fun of people's names on my stream a lot. I will not apologize.
Or should
We
you?
say we, but it's usually mostly me, and I won't apologize for it.
I
I mean, it could have
refuse to
been worse.
apologize for art.
It's
We
cheap,
may
easy humor.
We made fun of a guy like relentlessly last week while we were playing Team Fortress, and it was like, oh, he's in the chat. We
Oh,
didn't know that.
all right, the guy we're gonna freaking kill.
God,
And
oh
we
yeah.
were just like, yeah, we're just gonna boot this rando when we get a minute. And then it was like, he's like, oh, okay, I've
You
been
guys
kicked
are
for
mean.
worse. And I was like, oh my god, he's in the chat. And I look
He
over and
just
like,
came to have fun, have a good time. We just relentlessly shit on him
I
for
feel
no reason.
so attacked right now.
It was
then
it was an attack.
we kept him, and he ended up being like the MVP. And we were just like, well, damn, never mind.
Okay, so apparently I got to fight Rescue 9 now.
Oh, what for? What's
Uh,
the charge?
because Paris Hilton is living her best life, and she's slaying. It's called sliving.
Sliving?
Yeah, it's slaying and living your best life.
That sounds like what you call it when you
That-
fuck a snake.
Perhaps, yes.
Is that what they're
Kills
Hey,
calling
man.
it
just
now?
I
stop fighting.
refuse. I refuse to
Stop fighting
apologize
children.
for art.
That can just go with so many things. We're just like, I refuse to apologize for art. I refuse to apologize for art.
The FluffCast, the only pseudo podcast on the internet where we will threaten to fight you.
So I actually was starting to listen to a couple other ones to get ideas for this one. Did
Yeah.
you know that Newgrounds got a podcast?
Really?
Newgrounds?
Yeah, Newgrounds has
People-
one.
People still get a Newgrounds?
I got a Newgrounds. Do you have a Newgrounds?
No.
What's wrong with you?
Newgrounds is really only for like flash porn. That's about it.
No, what's it called? They might become the next hub of just drawn pornography because of people say they come after Twitter. Ever since the OnlyFans breakout news. So
Well, OnlyFans walked that back because they literally it's like fucking I don't know, fucking 7-Eleven decided to stop selling Slurpees.
Listen,
Just not gonna work out
I'm not on Twitter a whole lot anymore.
on Twitter
But
at all. Fight me.
if there is one thing I know about Twitter and the amount of just both very tasteful and very bad furry porn on there, like Twitter's not getting rid of porn anytime soon.
that's good.
No,
No.
I mean they can't. I mean all the Tumblr refugees went to Twitter,
Not all of
and
them.
then
A good amount.
OnlyFans cropped up.
A
A
good
good
am-
amount. I mean, you
yeah.
can't draw anything like even borderline lewd on Twitter. They completely banned that shit.
On Twitter, you mean
Here's
Tumblr?
I don't
On
know.
Tumblr, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was about to say. I can pull up an entire like hashtag gaping butthole right now.
Woof.
Like
Uh,
I'm not saying you should do that.
I think
Trust
it's
me,
trending,
you don't
too.
want to do that. What is trending right now on Twitter? Let's check it out. Oh,
Is-
and
I was gonna say, like,
also,
I got a
Rescue 9
fucking
and I am gonna fight.
Cool.
I got a
Can we
fucking
do that in the
message for
FluffCast?
posting something on Tumblr the other day that wasn't like it's risque, but it wasn't even like lewd. It was just like here's the big titty girl on her shirt, and they were like, well, we can't have that. I was like, why?
Arrested for illegal titties.
Arrested for illegal titty. Or
So they're not even sexual. They're just standing there.
She's just standing there in a shirt, like she's just having a good time, and you guys are like, no, titty police.
Okay, so
Busting
right
out the tape
now,
measure.
They're literally trying to create horny
trending
jail.
trending on Twitter, we've got Texans football.
It's a bad
Ohio World Series Championship is going on in Ohio, which should not be happening, but whatever. Category 4, Bill Mayer is trending.
Who the hell's Bill Mayer?
He's that fucking
Talk show
blowhard
guy?
that's always like bloviating.
Bloviating?
Yeah, he's a blowhard. He just fucking
Is
he
bloviating a
talks.
word, or are you making stuff up?
It's a word.
It's a word, is it? Oh, fuck
Yep.
me. Now, it's not that I don't trust you, Kibbles. It's just that I'm going to verify. Huh. What do you know?
It's a word.
Look up bloviation. There's an image of Donald Trump. I'm not making that up either. You can look it up yourself.
Here, how do you spell bloviation?
Oh, Andy, honey.
I think
Sound it
Bill
out. I
Mayer is
believe in
best
you.
described as the human personification of actually.
Actually.
Yeah. Nope. Yep. I will. Yep. 100%.
Oh, you know what? You know what fucked me up actually? How many times has it happened to you where you think you know what a word means, and then somebody actually like explains it to you, or you come across in like its correct context, and you realize for how long you've been a complete fucking moron and using this word totally incorrectly
Oh,
with
You know what's
complete confidence, mind you.
you know what's even worse?
what?
Like if you're a well-read person, like you will read a word 1,000 times, right, and know what the word means and be able to use it in a sentence, but you actually don't know how to pronounce it because you've
Oh
never
my god,
heard it
yes.
pronounced.
It is so bad. Okay. It's driving me crazy right now because my fiance Fluffy has this word, and I can't remember it now for the life of me, but because I don't think she says it anymore because I keep like giving her shit for it. But there's this word that she cannot pronounce correctly for the life of her, and it's killing me that I can't remember it now. But if I remember it, because I hear shuffling in the other room, so she might be coming in here to scream at me for saying this.
So the word for me it was segue.
Segway? Okay, what did you say instead of segue?
Segue.
Let me now to segue into my part of this story. My word was what was it? Ambivalent? No, I thought I was saying ambivalent or saying a synonym to ambivalent, but I was really saying nostalgic. I don't know
Oh
how I
no.
got that way. People
Oh,
would ask,
no.
"How do you feel about this happening?" I'm like, "I'm nostalgic." I was so sure that nostalgic meant not caring either this way or that.
So ambivalent. Someone could be like, "Oh my god, did you hear about the fucking suicide bombing in fucking Mogadishu?" You'd be like, "Yeah, I'm pretty nostalgic about that."
Jesus.
fucking looks at an old like sepia photo of himself next to a bunch of Taliban fighters and sighs. The good old days.
Back when things
Back when a
made
jihad
sense.
was a jihad.
Back when it all made sense.
These
Back-
these young
back when the-
whippersnappers don't know what they're doing anymore.
Back when the men were man and the goats were boy. Wait, what?
Christ.
That's actually like that is two words that I get it. I'm not making fun of you. I get it.
So for
But
me,
the two words that you don't want to confuse are like I'm fondly looking back at this and I couldn't care either way.
I don't know what it was. I think that I don't know what it was. It's just how I was a really
have I
well-
talked about? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it. Have you talked about what?
I think I've already talked about my contempt for the word chuffed on this cast, right?
Oh, I'm chuffed
Yeah.
to bits.
I think so.
It's
I don't-
pretty. I am chuffed.
I don't think you
It's
have because I
Such a
would have
garbage
mentioned.
word. Okay, hold on. So
Bec-
basically, chuffed is it's a British word.
Yeah.
Well, that's where you fucked up. First of all,
For starters, yeah. And it can either mean very pleased or pissed off.
Wait.
Like it can mean the opposite of what it otherwise means.
That's odd.
Yes, odd is a word for it.
yeah.
But the word
so
I was thinking of was actually the word bemused. What does bemused mean?
it's
What?
like it's the word version of like I smirked.
Yeah.
Oh no, you guys are just as wrong as me. Bemused means puzzled and slightly confused.
What's the
Oh.
It
other?
does not
wait,
mean
wait, wait.
mildly amused like I also believed it was.
Bemused. Wait.
Oh.
Bemused. Let's look this up
Bemused
right
means
now.
slightly puzzled.
Deeply thoughtful or preoccupied, perplexed, and bewildered. What?
Oh my
It means
gosh.
nothing like what I thought it was.
Apparently the word peaked in recent
And I've
years.
been using this in writing too.
Like
But-
mildly amused, like
Because that's what it sounds like. Because you can picture it, right? It's like if a toddler comes up to you with like a toy and it babbles something incomprehensible and screeches and walks away. Like, that was bemusing. But no.
Okay.
Though actually I guess no, that would be bemusing as well, in the proper sense.
for some reason this word peaked in use in 2017. Ever since 2001 it's found a fucking why is it falling now? Why aren't people using bemused anymore?
Because
bringing it back.
they are obviously they are discovering, just like we're discovering, like we don't fucked up,
Hashtag
Good.
bring back bemused.
and they all fucked up, and they're
Especially
just like
in these bemusing times.
These are
the
certainly
times they are
bemusing times.
they truly are bemusing.
The times they are bemusing.
It's like peruse, right?
Yeah, to search.
Like,
but like
I'm just
like
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna peruse this article, and like the actual definition of peruse is like read very carefully, but people use it like I'm just gonna skim over it.
That seems strange to me. But I
just,
guess words
thumb
words aren't
through.
real.
What it like if you really think about it, what's the term thumb through? If I say I'm gonna thumb through something, what does that mean? I guess that would
You
mean I would
know,
look.
if you have a book, you're literally thumbing through the pages, right?
Yeah.
So you're kind of just that would be closer to like skimming.
Kibbles. I cannot click the book.
Father, I cannot click the book.
Why do you deny me?
I hate my wife.
Christ, who drew the to segue into the next topic? I'm curious. Give me a quick sec here.
Did you just say fucking Segu?
Yeah, to segue into the next
Oh,
topic.
Hello, Funkshire. I mean menthol.
Menthol, you have missed a very
Words.
important and enlightening conversation about how we do not know how to fucking speak.
Yeah.
What,
That's
y'all
cursive
specifically, or
language.
what?
Who
Yes.
drew Frank? Who drew that recent Frank picture?
What Frank
Oh
picture? Who
fuck,
the
that
hell's
was
Frank?
amazing.
The-
I
what?
love Frank.
Why do you deny me, mother? Who drew that? Because holy shit, me and Lemon saw this guy and his like what this guy's been uploading. He's new fluffy community. Here we go, found it. I think.
Oh,
no,
it's a
shit.
fluffy thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
you find
fluffy
it because
thing.
I
Frank, you
fucking
say.
love Frank. Okay,
Who is this? I'm trying to find.
just a second. I got you, fam.
Yeah. Try and find the Frank image because I'm having difficulty right now.
Booperino. It's Booperino.
Booperino is a fucking man.
What a golden age we live in to have freaking characters coming out like Bomba and Frank and not Ringmaster.
Yeah, this Booperino guy just gets it. He just uses fluffies for pure comedy, weird box, strange things happen. I'm all about this.
Oh, the guy with the yeah. You know what? When I saw him, and I immediately thought out loud to myself, it's like this could be the next Phil.
You know what? We need to get this Booperino fucking
Yeah.
guy or girl or them.
girl.
We need to get this Booperino individual onto this fucking cast so we can pick their brain.
I don't know. I
We
think
can
maybe
move
they
the
gotta
soup
earn their
over.
lumps first.
I don't know.
or their special lumps, yeah.
I'm just saying. As far as anything goes, Weird Box, as everyone knows, is best box.
That is true.
It is true, yeah. Booperino, though, I think Lemon also saw this, and he was just like, yes, this guy gets it. Just use him for
Yeah.
comedy, use it for jokes.
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself.
No, you can't limit yourself to straight fucking hug box because that's boring.
Oh,
and
what's this?
straight
What's
up
this
juice,
massive
which is
banner we
boring.
have now?
How many times have I said it, gentlemen?
On
Purist
FluffCast,
killed the fandom.
it's true.
Oh, I agree.
What
On
killed the
Fluffy
fandom?
Community, there's a giant
Purists.
FluffCast is airing banner now.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
shit.
It's pretty tight.
I saw that
I'm-
just now.
I'm on my phone, so
Hard
I'm
to
trying to.
miss.
Oh shit! Yes, it is.
Look
It's
at
pretty
that.
cool.
Gorgeous. Thanks for
You know what
Joel.
else
or
is
whoever-
going to
We
kill
love
the,
you,
kill
Virgil!
the fandom?
Or Stone Rose. Stone Rose helps too.
Let's talk about
Stone
how
Rouge, we love
great.
you.
Let's talk about how great the moderation team of Fluffy Community is.
So they got this guy on there called Mr. Owl who ain't even on the moderation team.
I'll tell you what, it's better than when I was doing it.
Fucking hey, Mr. Owl is all right by me.
Wait, so Menthol,
Pretty great.
you were on the mod team for the Buru, right, Menthol?
Yeah, I was on the mod team for like 2 years.
Now, what did that necessarily entail? Like, what kind of shit did you run into?
Basically trying to tard wrangle the entire site and occasionally stirring the shit pot intentionally to keep them organized.
Mhm.
It was like if they came together against a common enemy. It was generally pretty
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, because they would just get stagnant and like a month goes by and there's been like maybe 12 uploads.
Mm.
Alright,
talk
it's
about-
time for
Try and throw.
Anthro Week.
Can we
Yeah.
can we talk about stirring the shit pot real quick?
Sure.
That's what you're going
Because-
for. Go for it.
It's hard to do that
I
now.
was thinking recently about Leroy Jerkins.
Leroy
Mhm.
fucking Jerkins.
Now, Leroy Jerkins, for those of you that don't know, was a fake Buru account run by about 5 different people. And yeah, it was basically the cringiest of the cringe. It was every stereotype of every neckbeard you've ever imagined crammed into one character.
I wish that we still had some of the fucking stories.
We do.
I'm gonna check my computer real quick. I'm sure it's hidden somewhere fucking deep in the recesses of.
No, there's some of the art and shit like that on the archives. I've seen it.
Oh no shit,
Yeah.
no shit.
Oh,
Are
yeah,
there
yeah.
any
There's
of
a,
the
there's a
stories?
monstrous
'Cause
archive of
Artist-
all the brew stuff.
Just search up artist : Leroy Jerkins.
You know what's funny is, of course, to please the owl, we have to put our names in the art. Which, by the way, if you're listening to this, don't put your name in your art on your story. The owl will find you. He does that.
Yes.
I still always write my name the way that we did artist tags on the Buru.
What is that, artist : or
Yeah, the artist : mutagen.
yeah?
That's how we
Yep.
did artist tags on the Buru, and I can't shake the habit, so that's how I always write. I could just put mutagen, but I can't.
Yeah.
It'd be breaking a tradition.
Isn't that
I
how
think
they? Yeah.
the whole 3 things that I uploaded, I did the exact same way.
It's just a force of habit, you know. It's what you know. I think that's how.
Artist : Kibbles. Yep.
I think that's because that's how they did it on Derpy Buru.
I was never on Derpy Brewer.
Right.
Mm.
Have you ever
Just
watched?
because you
Horse?
weren't doesn't mean the website wasn't influenced by it, you know?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
true. It's true.
yeah.
It's true.
Like, did you ever do horse kibbles? Were you ever into My
No.
Little Pony?
Not at all.
No.
You know why I got into this. We
Right,
talked
BuzzFeed.
about it.
You fucking moron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BuzzFeed.
$20 on the back room of a hotel.
Kibbles is
Okay.
what one might consider a fluffy purist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I mean,
'cause
that's not to say
Not
that
the bad
Fluffy's weren't
kind.
his corruption arc, though.
Yeah, right.
No, my corruption arc is fucking very confusing and sad.
He's not
but,
a purist. He's a pure.
It started with a
fucking
little
nerd.
game called Speedrunners.
Good old
Yeah.
meth walkers.
You guys were talking earlier about it being a golden age of Fluffy Pony, and I was just like, all I can think now is like, when is the Fluffy Pony eclipse going to happen?
Ugh.
I think it already happened, actually.
It might have.
Golden age.
Bro, the Fluffy Pony eclipse was us.
That makes sense.
But was it a total eclipse of the heart?
You could make a case saying that the click was the eclipse.
God.
But I'd say the Buru exploding, you know,
Yeah,
metaphorically would probably have been our
that's
eclipse.
what I'm saying. When we tagged out and Wet Fluff was left in charge, that's
The
when it
the
was the
click was
eclipse.
finding Griffith in the tower.
Wait, is this Fantasia? Are we living in the Fantasia arc right now?
I think so. It's like, you look over, Casca's here, but she's not quite right just yet. Can't look at us without having a fucking breakdown.
Rip in peace, Mira. We miss you.
Yeah.
You were a legend.
I got his last chapters on pre-order. I got 4 copies coming.
Mm. So that's a question. So I there's a lot of people thinking that his apprentices or his assistants are going to finish the story. Do you guys think it should be finished if that's the case, or just leave it as it is?
I
I
honestly,
don't,
I don't think it should.
I think they should finish it because honestly, if it finishes and they have not murdered Griffith by like putting him in a fucking wood chipper, I'm gonna be pissed.
But like, does it even matter if Griffith is killed at this point?
Oh yeah, just because
Hasn't
my
he
hate
already
boner
kind
will
of
be so.
accomplished what he set out to do?
He did, and that's the problem. He should get fucked over because of that. It's like he did what he's supposed to. Now we get to see the whole oh shit, and he gets fucked over hard.
Hmm,
Personally, because I
maybe.
kind of feel like at this point it was supposed to like end up with Guts trying to figure out was he supposed to be is he going to be the bad guy because he wants his revenge, but I don't know. Honestly, I want it to finish because I feel like if it just stops now, which actually I'm a couple chapters behind, I'd be kind of pissed.
Hmm,
Here's how I see it. As someone who never watched Game of Thrones or read any of the books,
same.
um, I know a lot of people were upset about the last season, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the last season was written like basically they had run out of everything that what's his fuck name?
George
Martin.
R. R. Martin.
George R. R. Martin. They had they had
Here,
run out of everything that George R. R. Martin had written, and they're just like, we gotta finish the show, guys. What are we gonna? Let's just fucking let's
well,
do it like
here's kind of an addendum to that. What ended up happening? They got lucky. Basically, he was like, "Look, you guys can write past the books, but you got to answer a question." And they were like, so he asked them, "Who was Jon Snow's mother?" Which honestly, if you didn't know by this point in time, like even from reading like the first 3 books, you would be a fucking idiot. And so they answered this question. He was like, "Okay, well, I said I'd do that." Then he'd let them do their own thing. If anybody was to finish Berserk, it would be Mura's assistants who have been working with him for fucking 20 some odd years now.
Mm,
Hmm.
So it's not going to be just some random jackoffs out there like, I'm going to make this here where the lady's empowered. And I'm like,
right.
that's
It's
cool.
it's like
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Toyotaro in Dragon Ball, where it's
Yeah.
like the dude did Dragon Ball AF, and that's the most well-known fucking fan comic of all time, I would say. So
Yeah.
like, shit, man. If anyone can do it, go ahead.
Hmm.
I would like it finished because it's my personal favorite manga. I love Berserk, and I want it to be finished because I want to be able to see it.
I
Also, the soldier's a fucking idiot.
also the Who's an idiot.
The soldier, I'm fucking around with the Man vs. Machine, and I got this one
Oh.
soldier who just fires his rocket launcher like a goddamn idiot.
What
At
a
the
monster.
pyro,
Wait,
Yeah,
who would
at the
do
pyro.
that?
Stop
the
shooting
me?
rockets.
He's like, look, there's a pyro. I better shoot all my fucking rockets at it. And so I get all these reflected at me. So
Yeah.
we're having a good old time.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Looking at that picture, Menthol, I realized that I made one mistake.
Was that?
I did not write it in papyrus.
Oh shit. Could have done Comic Sans too.
Good than Comic Sans,
See,
yeah.
Comic Sans would have just been too. I think papyrus is where it would have been.
So
Mm.
so thinking about Berserk, my first response to this was I said no, this is where it has to end. You know, this was like this was Miura's thing. You know, this was his story, his artwork. It was his
Was
talent.
it? It seemed like playing Idolmaster was more his thing.
Look,
TBA.
that man wrote some
Exactly.
depressing
That's
shit. I don't blame him for playing a cute ass game.
yep. That's exactly that's what happens. That people just poke holes, and that's sort of like very black and white opinion I have, and I just can't, and I have to readdress my thoughts on things.
God, yeah.
Berserk is a
early-
story about not giving up when like shit is at its absolute worst.
Yeah.
And so it's
early
like
Berserk
honestly,
was so edgy though.
I feel like it's getting to the point where like things were getting better for Guts. Like things were going back to normal. Like he was going to get if not a happy ending, he was going to get a decent ending.
Hmm.
And so if we just end it here and it's like, all right, Griffith won. Remember, kids, fuck over your friends. And I'll just be like, I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, it's like Funkshire. It's like if you and I were best friends, and I was like, you know, Funkshire, one day I'm gonna shoot you in the back of the head, and you're like, oh, Mutagen, that funny chap. He's such a kidder. And then one day I shoot you in the back of the head, and you're like, if only we could have seen this coming.
It's like at no point do they ask, they talk about, him sacrifice. He does sacrifice Guts like 3 fucking times. And I'm kind of like, okay, that's why Guts leaves to do his own thing. That makes
It's like
sense.
it's just that he basically says, I'll do anything to accomplish my dream, and
Yeah.
stares deep in your eyes and reiterates anything. But everyone's saying it's like, oh, we're Griffith's friends. He doesn't mean anything about us.
Because honestly, I don't know. I just look at it. I would like an actual ending, not just, hey, we're going to stop here and hope this works. Because I don't know. It's just, I've invested a lot into the story. I really like the story. If there's no ending to it, it's either going to, I'm going to make my own ending and y'all ain't going to like that. And B, you just have to listen to fan speculation, which thankfully, fan speculation with Berserk is generally like pretty, not, if not civil, creative.
Mm.
Because there was
Yeah.
like a. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We'll always have Dark Souls.
I'll take creative over civil any day.
Same. It's first rule of comedy.
Man, I'm just
Yeah.
it's so fucked.
Yeah, I would like to see an ending just because I think it would be cool to see just kind of what he had in plan.
I'm in a weird place where I could kind of live with both. If there's like an ending, cool. If there isn't, I kind of extrapolate my ending from what's there.
One way or the other, everybody's gonna have to learn to live with it, whatever comes, because it's just the end.
Yeah. Because to me, it's like
rejecting reality. That'd be kind of weird.
It's like we just got to one of the biggest plot points ever. Like Casca's not crazy anymore, and then it's like, well, fuck. Now we're never going to see what happens after that.
I got uncrazy. You know what? Fuck it, good enough. I don't even give a shit about Femto. Fuck that nigga.
It's like, fuck it, I'm going home.
That's kind of the thing, right? Like, wouldn't that sort of be the ending? It's like, all right, well, Casca's brain is back. It's like, should we go kill Griffith? It's like, I mean,
fuck him.
Why? Fuck him. Casca's back.
Yeah, Casca's back. They're on the island. Everyone's learning magic, or Shirka's teaching magic.
I'm gonna go kill some more babies.
Unless like the island gets attacked, I'm kind of hard pressed to see a reason why Guts would want to go out and hunt down Griffith, because that was his goal at first. Sure, guy's got like family, he's got people he cares about. He almost lost the people he cares about. Why would he go out?
Oh, so do you guys know of Kublai Khan?
The grandson of Genghis Khan, who inherited
it's a poem.
No,
I know a Shaka Khan. You got me rapping Shaka Khan.
Yeah, no, Shaka Khan is close. So Kublai Khan was a poem written by Samuel Coleridge, right? A super famous poem. He wrote it during a fucking opium bender, and it's regarded as one of the greatest poems of all time.
As most art happens.
Yeah. Well, he was super into it. He was writing, and it's an amazing poem. It really is. It's like, holy fuck, this is drugs. He only got like a third the way through it or something when he was interrupted by someone knocking on his door. And he snapped out of his fucking opium-induced trance.
And never really able to finish it.
Was never able to fucking pick it up again. You know what? I think that maybe if it doesn't get finished, it's gonna be like the same thing where it's like, yeah, it's an unfinished work, but it's still it's still able to stand on its own fucking merits.
I would say at that point, any true artist owes it to themselves to try to die trying, getting back to that point to recreate and finish it.
By doing a lot of opium?
Yeah. Like that is your opus. Fucking go. You have been touched by the mind of the universe. Get at it.
I mean,
we got trance music on vinyl, a literal kilo of opium. It's Saturday night. Let's do it.
We do have the one chapter that is coming out, and supposedly something big happens in it, so maybe we will see something cool happen. But We just got to check because it's 364 is the next chapter coming out, I think.
I think it's something like that.
And from some leaks I've seen, something is going to happen based between Guts, Casca, and the Moonchild.
Hmm.
So we'll see how that
Just
goes.
think, with that number, there is exactly enough Berserk to read one chapter a day and have a day to think about it at the end of the year.
That's it.
That's all you need.
It's like you're just cruising through it. Like I'm at that point now. I'm going to have to start searching for some of these books because like I got 14, and now it's like nobody really has anything in the middle. They either have volume 1 or they have volume 40. Which honestly, as much as I love Berserk, if Berserk was just coming out and I only read like volume 1 and 2, I don't know if I'd fuck with it anymore because 1 and 2 is kind of weak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
You think
it's like
you
I
think
said,
it's
it's
weak?
early Berserk is really edgy.
Do you think?
It is. Yeah,
I
it's like not
yeah.
until after basically he runs away from the mercenary camp. Like, does it really get any kind of like, I'd say, substance? Because now he's wondering like, oh man, like is this all there is in life? People just being cruel to me. My father figure sold me to a large gentleman. Is like, then he goes berserk, calls a dog, names a dog after me, and then I have to shank him in the throat, and all his friends hate me now. Is this all there is to life? This, before that, it's just like nothing personnel, kid. Just shanked your dad in front of you because he's going to turn into a goddamn demon.
Your dad stole my rice ball. He had to die.
Yeah, I took my jelly donut in the American version.
Fuck off. We are way past that Japanimation era, dude.
It's Japanimation, y'all.
Oh man, that is a magical time for anime fans in the West that I would never trade away for $1,000,000.
Mm-hmm.
But I sure as hell don't want it back.
You really?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm stuck on the fact that you guys don't like volumes 1 and 2 of Berserk, the Count arc. I love the Count arc.
Well, I haven't
it's
read
just-
Berserk. Berserk always struck me as like kind of edgy for edgy's sake. Like, people were saying the early chapters were. So
Yeah.
I just kind of strayed away from it.
Well, the early chapters are kind of edgy. Then it's like you get to basically, Guts has his big flashback, and once it's kind of like past him being a kid. I mean, even the
Mm.
kid parts of him when he's like a young kid are good, but it's like they get way better after that.
Shit.
The longest segue of all time.
Speaking of
Sugyu.
Yeah, it's Sugyu.
Sorry, pardon my
Speak-
mispronunciation.
speaking of endings, you just kind of have to learn to live with. Oh man, welcome to the NHK. The manga is like that times a fucking million.
God.
Oh, you have to learn to live with that ending. That shit is rough.
And just fucking anime cast, huh?
Yep.
I mean, anime cast is pretty fun.
Bro, do you know how much fucking anime I've seen? I've probably seen more fucking shows than most people have like ever seen. I
I've been
forgot more than most have seen.
I've been watching it since it was still Japanimation.
I was watching it before that. I was watching it when it was fucking fan dubs in Homeboy's basement. Dude's older brother got this shit.
I was watching it when I got the idea when we dropped Little Boy on him.
Toonami just ruined a generation, huh?
Yes, it did. And I'm super happy for it.
Looks like Japan didn't lose World War II after
Hey
all.
man, look at American cartoons for the longest time. From the 70s onward, American cartoons have been fucking trash for the most part.
It's just like, hey,
Mm,
Had Street
We've had a
Sharks.
kickoff,
I'm just saying.
of Western animation.
No,
Fucking
don't get me wrong.
Castlevania.
We do have the occasional gems here and there, but I'm talking about like way up until like very recently, up until like the last 10 years or so. Cartoons have been very watered down, like talking down to kids.
Yeah, and the cartoons that didn't do that, like
They were
The,
very rare. They stood out. That's the ones we remember from our childhood, like Ed, Edd n Eddy
Yeah.
and Courage the Cowardly Dog and shit, because they didn't talk
Courage,
down to you.
Courage was not a cartoon. I will stand by it to my fucking dying breath.
Yeah.
Courage the Cowardly Dog was fucking 93 episodes of art.
you know what? I'm here for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like those shows that stood out real hard like that, they actually had substance to them, and that was rare back in the day. A lot of shit was like Scooby Doo knockoffs for a long time, you know.
I fucking hate Scooby Doo.
Who was it did that video I was watching on about Saber Spark about the Scooby Doo knockoffs, and it was pretty great watching that.
Mm.
Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw's the one forgivable one, just because it's close enough to Curly from the Three Stooges. It's like, all right, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
I personally would pick the Funky Phantom just because it's such a oddball concept. It's like, hey, this dude died in the grandfather clock, and now he's really cool. So yeah,
Like, how formulaic is Hong Kong Fooey? Describe to me one fucking episode of that show, please.
Okay.
how
Hong
about
Kong
the
Fooey.
one where Hong Kong Fooey karate chops the guy?
Yeah, guess what? That's every episode.
Hong Kong Fooey. Also, it was a little racist.
Black guy
Reminds
doing
me
a very
that
racist Asian accent.
that Community episode of GI Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Help me
What's up?
open this
Well,
hatch.
That's what I'm saying.
The
A lot
best
of
thing-
shows were fucking trash for a long time. So like,
The
I
best
totally
thing-
welcome Japanimation.
Oh, absolutely. The best thing to come from GI Joe was the fake GI Joe PSAs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. The PSA's left a scar on like a generation for sure.
Oh hell yeah!
They
This
did.
is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? Like, yeah, I'm fucking several actually.
God.
I got
Memes
about
before
12.
memes, truly.
Does that mean I should get drugs so I can be a delicious breakfast?
Now, if you remember
Yes.
a long time ago, years back on the fucking old FluffCast, we did at some point discover the proto meme. It was the chain
Dancing
letter.
Baby.
Oh
Oh
shit, yeah,
God,
the
the
chain letter.
chain letters.
The
No,
chain
I'm
letter was
sure
the
there's
proto
probably
meme.
something even earlier than that.
Oh, I'm sure there is. There's probably like Kilroy was here and the Stussy symbol and shit like that.
I'm thinking like medieval snails.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kilroy was
Yeah.
here. Was like,
World War II and shit.
well, so I've seen, honest to God, like era appropriate, like not era appropriate, like from 1942, Kilroy was here. That's like the weird S, except people who
Yeah.
died fighting Nazis did it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just one of
That's
those
true.
things.
We say, oh, memes. It's like, memes as we know it. Like that word has become so
Irrelevant.
hilariously corrupted from what it actually like.
No, fucking image
originally
macro
meant.
isn't a meme. A meme is a meme. A fucking
Nowadays,
Yeah, like,
people just describe
fucking
jokes in
in-
general
yeah,
as memes.
a funny comic isn't a meme. It's a funny comic. Like, hey, I'm gonna
Yeah.
send you. It is easier to say I'm gonna send you some memes than it is to say, hey, I'm gonna send you some funny comics and macros that like
I'm gonna
I
send you
hope make
funny
you
internet
laugh.
pictures. Some people funny internet pictures.
Give
Yeah.
me some funny pictures.
Mutagen, how do I select the inside of these tentacle arms?
How do you select the inside? Use the magic select, the one that looks like a magic wand.
Okay. Mutagen, it didn't work. It selected everything.
Probably because you have it set to select single layer instead of all layers because you draw all your line art in different layers for some fucking reason.
Is that bad? But what if I overlap? Oh, Mutagen, you scare me.
Dude, just use it. Make a vector layer instead.
What's a vector? Oh, fuck, we're learning new things. What is a vector layer? What
Jesus
these...
Christ.
All right.
Forget it. I'll do it for. I'll give you a tutorial for next time. I might just have to do like a tutorial for this
Holy shit.
Clip Studio program.
I just noticed you're drawing Dr. Flufftigonopus.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Dr.
Good job.
Fluffagonopus.
But take your magic wand and just switch it to select all layers instead of select single layer, and then it'll refer to everything.
Refer to all layers. There
That's
we
the
go.
one.
Whoa, check this out.
I'm
Whoa, hey!
suddenly reminded. I'm suddenly reminded of the idea that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
I mean, yeah. Show a medieval person a fucking computer and he'll like fucking start a mob and have you killed.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
right.
this is so much easier, Mutagen. Thank you.
Fuck showing a caveman a computer. Show a caveman a computer and then type in like big
Boobies.
boobs.
Yeah.
Type in big boobs and like check this shit out, and the computer and the fucking caveman looks at it and says no internet connection.
That's how you get caveman nut all
That
over
wa-
your computer.
That was a great. I can't remember where I saw that image, where it's like
That sounds like a
people
Far
saying like,
Side
oh
comic
man,
or
I
some
wish I could
shit.
go back into like pre-medieval times and just be like, wow, look at all this incredible knowledge I have, and just a picture of like a modern guy sitting in front of dudes in like robes and like, but how do you make this electricity you speak of? And the guy just says, I don't know.
What color is
The-
Doc Ock, Fluffy?
Green,
Yeah, green.
What kind?
Yeah.
Oh,
like a
right.
dark forest
know what?
green.
Oh,
make
wait.
him
Wait,
make him
wait.
the classic Dr. Ock costume colors, green
Yeah,
and orange.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, it's actually green and yellow, and he's fat.
Yeah, green and yellow.
Yes.
He's a fat boy.
Yeah. He was always chunky.
Wasn't Electro also green and yellow?
Electro
Yes,
was
he
also
was.
green and yellow, yes.
Oh.
Spaghetti noodle of fucking arms.
So, people leave questions for us in the Talking Points channel, on the FluffCast Discord, which by the way you should join if you're not in it because it's great. Somebody, actually, it's our friend Professor Patrick asked us to talk about stagnation and cliches in the community.
Well, right, because
Stagnation is the thing we were most scared of back in the day. Hence the stirring the shit pot mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because stagnation
I
is the thing that kills communities faster than anything else.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah, it's people just drawing the same thing over and over, and it's something that I think especially affects fandoms that are based on like movies or books or shows.
Yeah.
Like coming out of the MLP fandom, right? Once
Mm,
the show was over, at what point you just kind of go like, well, that's it. Because when you have a show, at least like every week, you have like something new to talk about. You have a new character, you have a new plot point, you have
exactly, and
new
you got
lore.
shit to speculate.
When the show's over, it's like, well, I mean, we just kind of write about the same characters, I guess, or we do spin-offs of other things that other people write, or we create like some big fandom piece. But other than that, that's kind of it.
Yep.
With Fluffies, we don't even have that luxury because we don't have a canon, we don't have a show. We're just making shit up as we go.
Well, you say
I
we don't have that
think-
luxury, but more we are afforded that freedom. I think.
Exactly.
Well,
I think
yes and no.
I agree with Menthol. We were afforded that freedom because we don't have these fucking rigid rules that we got to stick to. Like, hey, if I want to draw a Fluffy who is fucking smarter than Albert Einstein and has a foot fetish, guess what?
I will
can
I
do-
will
I
stop
can-
you
I
know
can-
what?
personally.
here we meet Toastine von Dinkelben.
No, we meet Dr. Crazy Stein. Anyone
Dr.
remember that one?
Dr. Crazy Stein. Yep.
But
When
I
you
think that people say it's like, oh, freedom is great and all, like freedom, you can draw whatever you want. But at the same time, freedom can become, I guess, I'm trying to think of a way to
It can become
phrase this
overwhelming.
without
If-
sounding
if-
like a
if-
dictator in the making.
The thing is, it's like
Freedom can be overwhelming.
yes, it can be
Yeah.
overwhelming if you have so much to work with. You just don't know where to start. That's where the issue is.
Mhm.
Which is why, to an extent, rules are good. It's like, okay, you watch MLP, you know how the characters work, so that's kind of like your rule set, right? That's the
Yeah.
frame you can kind of work with.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then actually, as you start exploring those rules, then you can start pushing the rules. The rules give you kind of like a groundwork from which to like push out. It gives you a ground, if you will.
That's why I'm always happy to remind people of like the old established semi-canon shit.
Hmm
Because like yeah, like you said, it provides a good skeleton for the whole thing.
Like I think
What
we
did I-
don't Fluffies don't have a canon, like a hard rule. Like if you say
No.
this, if you do against this, then it's obviously not canon.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
Follow Cleveland doesn't always have to happen.
I think as much as you have, the only stuff you really have is their Fluffies are vaguely equine, they're fluffy, and they like spaghetti.
Generally,
That's-
they're kind of dumb.
And
what
they're
did-
generally kind of dumb.
Oh,
But
right,
that's a shaky rule because people have done smart fluff.
It's a very shaky rule. It's like look at
Well-
Frank. I love Frank. I'm sorry, I love Frank.
It varies between like near human, if not human, and wall bitingly stupid, which is my favorite tag of all time, by the way.
And remember, one of the old canons was like they were specifically bred to have super short tongues so that they have a fucked up speech impediment.
Yeah.
Like that was
I didn't
by
even-
design.
The
Wait, I
tongue
didn't-
thing? I didn't know about the tongue thing.
I didn't know
thought
about
it was
that.
just-
What?
Yeah, that was during the Fall of Cleveland shit. Whenever they were going into like the Fuzzies lore and stuff, there was people that
I've
established for a while
never
there.
read Fall of Cleveland. I know nothing about it. I just know there
Mhm.
were a bunch of fluffies and some bad stuff happened in
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Nah,
Ohio.
that was one of the notable fixes to the Fuzzies. Was like we made their tongues longer this time around, so you can actually understand what the hell they're saying.
Oh, and Verge also points out they have a tendency to get hurt pretty easily. Again, that's like a shaky
wouldn't even
another
say-
shaky rule, I'd say, because
I
people
would-
depict that in different ways.
I would say a better version of that is to say they have a tendency to be very delicate.
Hmm
Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
can
yeah.
get hurt easily if not watched like a fucking hawk.
hmm But I'm thinking in terms of sort of like uncontestable canon rules.
None.
When it comes to like they get hurt very easily, that's something that again some people kind of like they take it to different degrees. Like some people go from they're about as like delicate as a cat or a hamster or something to a paper cut will make them bleed to death.
Well, yeah, that's like the cartoony overdone version of it. But like the original idea was it's like a baby.
Hmm
It's like if you leave a baby alone for 5 minutes, the little bastard will find a way to kill himself. I guarantee it.
The point
Like,
is,
this
we
is how
don't
they
we don't have a
are.
canon. We don't have like a set real
Nah.
canon, and that comes with pros and it comes with cons.
They are
Um,
just smart enough to get into trouble, not smart enough to figure out how to get out of trouble.
But it can lead to people thinking that, oh, even though we don't have a canon, it's like, no, there is a canon, there is a way. So like all these soft rules, like, oh, they need to be delicate, no, they need to be stupid. You get it drilled into your head somehow that it is canon, and then when somebody like contradicts that, then it becomes the argument that we will not enter of what counts as a fluffy.
Right, yeah.
Hey man, I'm still here supporting Fluffy Mold. Fuck all y'all.
Fuck yeah.
Mold?
Oh yeah, another okay.
Fluffy
Actually, that's
mold.
another good rule. Iglesias in the chat points out also fluffies want babies. That is also a
Oh,
rule that I
yeah.
think is generally pretty
Right.
widely accepted.
Right,
That they
because
have
you,
an ingrained need for babies.
you need to make more toys, right?
Yeah, you just want more. Have more fluffy babies. Buy more Hasbio merch.
Oh, right.
Hasbio, I think, is
Exactly.
another pretty well accepted lore thing.
It's like they're
'Cause, like-
made by Hasbio, yeah.
Yeah, because the original idea was to sell them neutered, and then you just buy some fucking foals for them.
Yeah.
They
Mm,
won't shut the hell up about babies. You'll get some accessories eventually.
yeah.
And that's like another good example of, because Hasbio is the developer, you like, because
Mhm.
that's the groundwork, you don't have to invent the inventor of fluffies. You can take that any way you want. Some guy could go
Mhm.
freaking full on small soldiers and say like, oh yeah, they also made some G.I. Joe wannabe fluffies interacting with these
I
things,
think someone
or
did
like
it one
a
time.
Transformers thing, you know? I know.
That's kind of what the
Yeah.
fuzzies were, yeah.
Yeah. And I know that Xenanon brought up that Mattel made the Griffins, I think it was.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mattel made the Puffy Griffins, and they were like notably smart enough.
Why don't they have
to,
like a catchy name
outdo a
like
Fluffy.
Hasbio? That's just there. Like it's
They
just
they
on
called
the
them
table for it.
Puffies there for a little while.
Is
But
there
it's too
is there
close to
like a
puppy.
clinical name for Mattel? It's just Mattel.
No, just Mattel.
InGen.
Mattel Biotechnics or something.
Fuck
Yeah, Mattel
off.
Biotech.
Mattel Tech or Matech? No.
Oh, Mattel, something like Mattel Biotech would be good. Hasbio is just it's very easy.
Hasbio was just kind of baked into the mold from the get go, you know.
But the point is, the fluffy rules are very they're very vague.
They're
Which
limber as fuck.
Yeah, they're very fast and loose. But it means kind of like you can do anything with fluffies and no one and you're never gonna have that moment of, oh, I never thought about it like that before. It's because
Mm.
there's not like a set canon. Meanwhile, in something that has like an established lore, someone can do something insane and creative with a character and be like, oh shit, that's a way I never thought of looking at them before. So actually that's kind of leads into the second question we had from Chikihiro, which is canon hurting creativity? I'd say no.
No.
Nah.
Canon
I would
as
say
it is
people
doesn't hurt
strictly
creativity.
enforcing canon on others is hurting creativity.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah.
That yes, you telling canon does not hurt creativity. You telling people what is canon does hurt creativity. Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because I remember distinctively that we were I was talking about one of Swindle's stories, which had a altruistic Smarty in it, because Swindle's an
Mhm.
excellent writer. And I was talking to one of the guys in the Discord about it, and he was listening to my description of the Smarty. He was like, "That's the smartest fucking Smarty I've ever heard of," and it's like well, because they're supposed that's how it is. They're just so
Yeah.
at this point it's sort of established that Smarties are bastards. The word has become interchanged with brat to an extent.
Just
Mhm.
like a Hell
Almost
Gremlin.
synonymous. Yeah, Hell Gremlin. Yeah. And that, I would say, is a big thing, is that people think that that's canon, or that's like how things are supposed to be. That's the thing. Everyone wants to fit in, like, people will want to fit into the community, so they'll think this is how things are supposed to be. These are how things are. So.
I just think of Smarties as politicians, basically. Just little
Yeah.
politicians. And sometimes they're great and they can lead their people to greatness, and other times they're just selfish little bastards who just use other people.
You know what Smarties politicians remind me of?
What?
The Machine.
The
The
machine.
machine.
The Machine.
Desam the machine.
You feed your opponents into the machine.
It
And
ain't
what
just
comes
for
out
sucking
isn't
out the
quite
brains of fluffies.
Human.
Whoop.
Please, Father, hop into the machine, and we will have spaghetti.
We will be one in the machine.
Ah, yes, the Machine.
There is no pain in the machine.
I'm sorry, I can't do that, Funk.
I remember, Kibbles, you commissioned that abomination under the name of the machine.
I did.
You did. And you even commented on that image. Ah, yes, the machine.
Not yes.
And we kept that secret for quite a long time. Actually, I think it was only this year that was like, yeah, no, that was Kibbles.
Yeah, I think that came out in one of the fucking casts.
The picture that we are referencing, we will not show here because
No,
we
it's
will
it's
be
very
assassinated by
it's very
YouTube's
PG. No, I
YouTube's
would
content
say
enforcement team.
it's
Hey
not
there, we haven't heard
PG-13.
from you in a while.
It's definitely TVMA. Not
Yeah,
for
hey there,
kids.
Kibbles. We haven't heard from you in a while. Have you been all right? You haven't checked into horseporn.com in a few weeks. Everything good?
You good?
Kibbles, this is the group at Bad Dragon asking if you're doing all right. Haven't heard from your weekly order yet.
Oh, it's been a long week. Okay, I've been busy.
Want
things
to talk
come up.
about it, or are you just call our customer service anytime we're here, man.
All I'm gonna say is, for the love of God, go get a vaccine.
Go get vaccinated. Official FluffCast stance. Go get a fucking
Yep.
vaccine.
It's
Hell, I've been
free.
dragging my ass on it. I'm trying to get it.
It's fucking free. It's just be
That
like,
shit's free,
hey,
dog.
load me up with this fucking delicious liquid autism. Just
And my
fucking.
my internet's never been better.
Give me the 5G. Give me the memes right into my bloodstream. Do it now.
Let me tell you guys about the
Hello,
fantastic
Bill.
products that Microsoft makes.
Hell yeah.
Have you heard of the Zune?
Let me tell you guys.
Hey,
Sometimes
real shit. Real shit. I will fight you to my dying breath.
Okay.
The Zune had more features than the iPod ever did.
I
And
had
it
a
was more
Zune, and
affordable.
I had a Zune, and it was fucking great. Okay.
It was the shit, was it not?
It
I
was
had a
amazing.
fucking
It was
iPod
great.
Nano. So I'm not gonna
iPod
say
just had
anything.
better marketing.
I had an iPod. I don't think I made fun of one of my teachers once for having a zoo, and that was about it.
You know what I could do with my Zune that you couldn't do with an iPod? I
What?
could plug my shit into random computers and load music onto it. Could you do that? Hell no, you couldn't. It
my
would delete
God.
your whole fucking memory.
The absolute hell of like getting an iPod or something and trying to sync it to like a new computer back in the day.
Yeah,
Holy fuck, I don't miss that.
that was a
Yeah,
day-long
right.
process.
Oh,
Zune
God.
never had that problem. And we had a radio tuner and video.
What a
It was
goddamn
great.
mess.
And we even had infrared sharing. That shit was amazing.
Now, let me
AirDrop's
tell you
pretty
guys, since
cool.
I got the vaccine, my midnight talks with Joe Biden are pretty great. I see. I'm the one who told him to get the fuck out of Afghanistan.
Oh, does he visit you in your dreams too?
He visits me in my dreams. And he just looks at me and goes, "Funk, I need you to save America." And I'm like, "What do I need to do, Joe?
Say no more, Joe.
Say no more, Joe."
See, your
Here's a list of your
post-vaccine-
here's your nearest water tower. You will receive a package in 24 hours. Go dump whatever's in it in the water tower. Don't ask what it is.
Don't ask
You're-
questions. You
your vaccine dreams or
Do it
your
for
Vex
Uncle Joe.
dreams are a lot better than mine because mine are usually just like everything's on fire.
The dreams.
Mine's
Vex
just an
dreams.
infinite black void, and then Joe Biden wanders in and goes, "Where the hell am I?" and then leaves.
Joe Biden wanders in and he's in a suit and he's just like, sometimes, Mr. Menthol, the right person in the wrong place can make all the difference.
every
Get
time he
out of
wakes
here,
me up,
G-Man.
he just looks at me. He goes, "We got a city to burn, American." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay." That city is Kabul.
I just see him briefly, just hello, and then I wake up screaming.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Hello
imagining.
there.
It's like he just kind of wanders in. He's just like, "Hey,
He
Where am I
wanders
at?
in and goes, "This is malarkey."
What kind of malarkey's going on in here?
this is one malarkey. I'm out of here. Bye."
So conversations about Elder God Joe Biden aside,
That's what he is now.
Uncle Joe, Elder God,
He
Uncle
is the
Joe.
unknowable. He is the
Fucking-
truth and the gate. Joe fucking Biden.
Oh, fuck.
Sometimes he
I-
appears in my dream and he's like, "How do you get Diet Coke stains out of a sofa?" And I was like, "Why?" He said, "That orange."
You got my Diet Coke stains. Nigga, what kind of sofa you got that's got stains on it? You got an all white sofa?
I asked him, I was like, "What are you talking about, Joe?" He's like, "That orange fuck left orange like Diet Cola cans everywhere. Every time I go, they're there."
Bro, I drink
One-
Diet Coke
one
all the
time
time.
I
I ain't
went
never
to-
got no stains.
one time I went to an Applebee's in Wisconsin. I asked for a Coke and a plate of spaghetti, and they asked me if Pepsi was okay. I said sure, and they came back with a Coke and a Pepsi.
One time I went into the bar and asked for Coke and rum, and I says, "Pepsi okay?" And he poured me a Coke and Pepsi. It's fucking terrible. Oh
Uh,
god.
anyways, all hail Lord Joe Biden.
All hail Lord Joe Biden. Thank you for this delicious vaccine, Joe.
We
So
Don't
welcome
let my
the
tasty.
family go. I took the vaccine like you wanted.
we welcome the coming awakening of Cthulhu, your brother.
Okay.
Younger brother.
I don't know
Yeah.
about you guys, but ever since the vaccine, my breasts have been coming in nicely.
I keep wanting to make a TikTok and dance around in a
Uh,
skirt.
Oh, you and me
Uh,
both.
s-
And I want
No,
soy milk
okay,
all the
hold on.
time.
If it's some shit about like you just suddenly want to join TikTok, bro, I'm out. I'm
yeah,
out.
no.
It's
As the
inevitable.
Canadians say, I'm out.
I think it depends on which vaccine you got. I got Moderna, so it's like make a TikTok, become a trap funk.
See,
I'm like,
that's where you
You
fucked up. See,
will
I got
dance to
Pfizer.
Vietnamese music and pretend to suck a dick.
I got Pfizer, and now all I want to do is talk about how great Microsoft products are.
Well, no, hold on. Now that I think about it, TikTok might work out for you, Funk, because you're trying to get the Twitch career going. So,
it might work. I
It
could
could
just
help.
be in there and be like, "Hi there, ooh," and
I mean, it can't hurt, you know.
it could be worse.
So
I think we all need to just our little avatars here. We've gotta change them all to where all of our faces are Joe Biden.
or
Alright.
put us all in programming socks and skirts.
Programming socks. Yeah.
Next cast, Femboy cast, be there.
Femboy cast. Speaking of femboy cast, I'm gonna be back in like 5 minutes.
You going
Wait,
to
Only
wax
what?
your
5
legs?
minutes, huh?
People gotta get
What?
them leggings.
I've got to go get my programming socks on.
So we have another fluffy related question
Do
from
we?
Rescue
Do we
19.
talk about fluffies here?
I think we do sometimes when we're not talking about our Lord and Savior Joe Biden.
Blessed be his name.
Rescue 9 asks, what started the fluffy shitting everywhere trope? Which is another big piece of pseudo canon. And I do agree.
Okay.
And I think it's pretty obvious. It's pretty easy, honestly. It's just funny.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Poop is
It's
funny.
just
funny.
annoying to
Poop
deal
is
with,
funny.
and it's funny when it happens to someone that's not you.
And it also just kind of gives like a point of conflict. You know, come home, shitty day at work, there's just fucking feces everywhere. Like, well, guess Daddy's taking his belt off tonight.
It was
But-
another one of those things that was baked into the formula to make Fluffy Pony just kind of like, man, you're cute, but I want to kick you across the goddamn room sometimes.
Yeah, and because when you think about it from like a marketing point of view, if you view fluffies as like bio toys, it makes no sense for them to shit as like frequently and intensely as they do. But it's funny and it drives
Well,
conflict.
if I remember correctly, part of the idea was they were supposed to be like fed a specific kibble formula, and if they didn't have that, nothing else would really agree with their stomach super well, and that's what led to the super messy shit. Otherwise, it would be
Okay,
like
I
cat
can see
turds or
that.
something, you know?
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
you don't buy our branded fluffy food, your fluffies will explosively shit everywhere.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the idea for like, Hasbro putting them together like they did, because there was a lot of marketing angles worked into fluffies in their like original setup.
Because let's be honest, for a lot of people, we talk about canon and all this shit, but for some people, this is just gonna be like their reptile brain release of, hey, aggressively cute thing that I want to beat the shit out of.
Yep.
And you can't fault people for that either. You can't let it take over the fandom either, but you can't also be like, you can't do that because Fluffy is
Suffer
X or
not
Y.
the id for being itself.
Yeah, like because I think we're all guilty of that, guilty pleasure reptile brain satisfaction.
Bro, I can prove that humanity as a whole loves that. You know how? Look
Do
at
tell.
the pinata.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Bro.
God bless the pinata.
Pinata fluffies. There you go. Boom. Free content.
Hey, Super
Pinata
Wiener, if you're
fluffies.
watching, pinata fluffy. There's the
Have
next
fun.
idea.
Go nuts.
Go crazy.
A pinata fluffy that you bust open and just more fluffies come out. Pinata mama. There you go.
Ole.
That's free. This is why you people keep me around. I don't draw and I don't write worth of shit, but I'm a decent ideas guy.
But I think it raises the question of like hell gremlins as well, right? At the end of the day, I don't think any one given thing will ever ruin the creativity of the fandom. It's always
No.
going to be an issue of don't tell other people that they can't enjoy this thing or that this isn't fluffies. That's what it comes down to.
That's it.
That's it. You like Hell Gremlins? You like beating the shit out of Hell Gremlins? That's great, but don't go around telling people, so, well, your Fluffy didn't immediately rape its foals to death after they were born, so it's not a Fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's
Sure,
yeah,
why
it's-
not? I mean, I could
Well,
see a
I
hate
know
goat
it's a
doing that.
thing in somewhere.
God bless the hate
It's
goats. My
it
God,
is now.
everybody here's read the hate goat story, right? Because I
I-
will shill for hate goats every
Uh,
time it's brought up.
I've got to read the Hate Goat story.
Oh, they're so good.
Wait.
They're like 4chan inspired, like quick green texts. They're
How
pretty
many
great.
of those Hate Goats bumper stickers you still got left, Muta?
I wish I had even one, honestly.
See, Hate
Though
Goats
I
just
feel like it would,
sounds like a.
it would inspire so many comments. Like, why do you hate goats? It's like, no, you don't. They're called hate goats.
They're goats that hate infinitely. That's all they do. That's all they know.
Oh, Virgil points out micro fluffies. Yeah, a pinata full of micro fluffies. Which,
There
by
you
the
go.
way, ooh, micro fluffies. Those are activating my almonds right now.
Oh right, yeah, you had
What?
that new comic
Oh,
about micro
God.
fluffies.
I do.
The almonds are so activated.
Absolutely activated.
My
So-
avocados are engaged.
At the risk of diving too deeply into my my depends on, which is what I'm calling headcans from now on. I think
Could be very easily confused for a diaper fetish, but all right.
It
mi-
really
micro-
could.
diving into my depends on. I think micro fluffies are fun, mostly because I kind of view them as a little stupider, but sort of in like a smart way compared to normal fluffies.
Oh,
Kind of like in the sense that like a hamster is stupider than a cat, you could argue,
dumber, but
but
more to
it
the
still
point.
has that instinct of survival.
Yeah, it's more practical.
So yeah, I think micro fluffies are fun, and they're pocket sized, so you can do whatever you want with them. Actually, Arisen Leaf mentions cotton fluffs. Cotton fluffs or something. That was KMEB, right? Cotton
Yep.
fluffs. I think cotton fluffs are interesting. I think the thing that kind of stopped them from sort of becoming more generally accepted is when they were drawn, it was really just like drawing faces on cotton balls.
Mm.
I think
They were
cotton
also,
fluffs though were kind of like the peak fluffy stupid, right?
They were also the origin point for the fluff mold that I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Oculus did write a pretty good story called Milk regarding a cotton fluff.
Yeah, cotton fluffs have always been fun. Especially because the original KMEB drawings were so shitty and like jank. Like not just talk down on KMEB because I do love their art. But like that original one where it's just a bag of fucking cotton balls, take a picture, draw some faces on, done.
Yeah, it's a fluff.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It wants skitties.
Like that approach, I kind of got a big chuckle out of that the first time I saw it. It was like, oh shit, that's brilliant.
Oh man. Oof.
So,
Yeah.
I'm sure Andy, you've told many people, but we're not doing call-ins anymore. Is that right?
Yeah, for right now. At least for the foreseeable future, we're not doing call-ins.
Yeah, so there's a temporary freeze on it, which is good because I see that there's nobody lining up to be let in because they won't be. It's too exclusive now.
Yeah.
Banished to foreign
there-
lands.
There are also a couple other questions here on the site, on the announcement we could post here.
Yes,
We could talk about.
What you got?
if you want us to talk about stuff, you could either leave it on the
Comments.
FluffCast posting
Yeah.
on Fluffy Community, or right here in the Talking Points and Commentary channel in the
Yep.
FluffCast.
Real
We'll talk about
quick.
your stuff.
Yeah.
What are screaming Tama Konyaku balls?
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Virgil's I don't know.
Is it something like those rubber chickens?
Okay, Kibbles, check this out, right?
Okay.
Take your mouse, go to the
Okay.
beginning of the K on Konyaku.
Yeah.
All right, now left click and drag it to the end of the S on balls.
Oh.
Now right click and hit search Google for Konyaku balls.
Search DuckDuckGo for Konyaku balls. Okay.
There you go.
I'm gonna
First-
click on images.
First result on Google is YouTube. Video of screaming Tama Konyaku balls goes viral.
That's not a good noise. I don't like that. That's not a good noise.
Okay, I'm gonna watch this.
I don't like that.
I'm gonna
Woof.
watch it right now.
Oh no. You know, I don't think anyone has ever nailed like the way I mentally see Fluffy screeing being. I don't think I've seen anybody quite nail that sound.
I don't even know how I see Fluffy screaming.
I
I
kind
have
of
it. I
imagine
see
it
it
like a
very
rabbit.
clearly in my head, but I don't think it's a human noise that people could make.
I always
Nah,
imagined it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I always imagine a rabbit.
See, I
Oh,
always
right,
imagine
yeah.
when people say scree, I always imagined it like those fucking videos of people reading green text when they go,
Oh, what, like like that?
yeah, that's exactly what I've always imagined. That's what I imagine.
Oh god, I see it too. So
Really,
speaking of
it just
questions,
fits.
we can turn to the FluffCast posting because I think we don't have any more questions to
Oh,
talk
right,
about.
yeah.
Oh,
I was
over in FluffCast, actually, I was gonna say that should be timestamped.
Was it the rabbits?
Yeah,
Is it the rabbits, George?
it is.
Rabbits.
The rabbits?
Hey, that needs an ear rape notice.
That's what I imagine the scree sounds like.
I like how it says high quality and then
Yep.
just fucking like MP3 hell.
Oh, so if you ever do any like fox hunting or
I think
like
that, but like pitched up
coyote
would probably
hunting,
sound good. Coyote hunting.
yeah, if you ever do like coyote hunting or fox hunting, if you're fucking English and therefore an abomination unto the Lord, they use the sound of rabbits in distress to lure them in.
Devilish.
Well,
Pretty
it's the
smart.
English. What do you expect?
Pretty
That's fair.
sneaky.
Pretty sneaky, the English.
It is a little
Conquered the whole
suspect.
fucking world for spices. Don't use a goddamn one in their cooking. Damn shame.
All right. So Rescue 9 asks, what did she ask? What do you think would be the impact of fluffies on an international scale? Most people talk about the fall of Cleveland, but I'm curious what would happen to other countries. And I think the first thing, I'm going to get this off the table first, is the wet market in China becomes the fluff market. That's easy.
Oh, I was gonna say wet
Yeah.
markets in a lot of countries are gonna change drastically.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like COVID-19 would be like, it's not someone who's like, hey, I had some really good bat soup and now I've got this weird cough. It'd be like, hey, I had this really good fluffy soup and now I got a weird cough.
That's an interesting. I'm sure there's every time I say this thing, I don't think anyone's ever somebody comes in and says, "Well, actually, there's a story that does that." Fluffy's transmitting diseases. That could be interesting.
Do you
Yeah.
That's not one I've heard a lot of. Yeah.
I'm thinking about all right, so a lot of human diseases that like affect us, like fuck us up, are actually cow diseases or some shit, or like the big plagues.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Zoonoses.
Well,
yeah,
the-
so I'm thinking that like if it was like a human disease or some other kind of disease, it wouldn't be able to fuck up humans all that much because it just goes to a fluffy. But the plague, with the rats has something to say.
Well, the issue's the jump, right?
Yeah.
Most diseases that affect animals wouldn't affect humans, and vice versa, because they're sort of coded for that animal.
Mhm, just like
Well, that's
rats and
HIV.
plague.
But the jump, which is what we had, for example, with COVID, which likely came from a bat or something, it had to sort of make that jump, and the only way you can get that is either through pure sheer dumb luck or through constant exposure, because you get bombarded with a disease that it doesn't work on you, so it just kind of dies. But you have that one random mutation that lets that disease live in you and
Does it-
thrive and
Yeah.
grow.
That's
And
what
that's
trips me
when
up
you
why
have a
everybody.
problem.
That's what trips me up when everybody always goes to like, oh, it was somebody that ate some shit. No, man, it was the guy working the fucking stall selling the
Yeah.
corpses that got it.
Yeah, but
when you have
that's
people,
so much harder to explain. That's so much harder to say into words as opposed to, yeah, some fucker ate a bat.
yeah, because you could eat a bat if you want to. I don't recommend it, and it's gross. It's probably not the best idea, but you'll
Probably pretty
probably
fucking
be
stringy.
fine.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly surrounded by like animals that are shitting on other animals and you're wallowing in their
Mhm.
filth, eventually the dice are gonna roll against you.
So
So
let
It's
me
just a game of numbers.
Speaking of that, I was reading an article not too long ago, and it was about HIV.
Hmm.
And they were debating, like, when did HIV become a thing? They were looking at they were quote unquote looking for patient zero and stuff, and they're like, we think patient zero was like this, but they went back and they were looking at blood samples from the 20s and 30s. And there were people in the 20s and 30s that had the HIV virus in their blood.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. It's not like this. It is sheer dumb luck. It's not like this shit, just fucking shows up one day and it's just fucking perfect to attack humans. People in the 30s would one-off get HIV.
No, real shit. Your body has a lot of really impressive defenses for a lot
Oh,
of shit like this.
absolutely.
Oh.
It is all about that one weird mutation
Yeah,
that suddenly it goes from it's
it's the
got a
one that
point
gets through
zero
and learns
zero
from.
zero. Yeah, it suddenly goes from it's got like a 0.0001% chance of infecting you to suddenly like, hey, the things fit that shouldn't fit, and now it's a fucking contagion.
Mm.
So
If you're
with
interested
fluffies,
on the immune system, Kurt Skasok does some amazing videos on it. You
oh,
should check it out.
absolutely, absolutely,
Anyways,
I
continue.
highly recommend it. You look at something with fluffies where they have been they've literally been engineered in a laboratory using God only knows what fucking genetic information, you know, and they have been cranked out by the hundreds of millions. If you look at a lot of,
As rough
stories and
estimate
stuff,
stories,
rough estimate, they were able to take down an entire city. If you look at some stories,
Hey Andy, can
it,
I give
it
you a hot tip for your text there?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so on your text layer where you just did the drop shadow thing.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and undo all that.
I'm sorry, I thought it looked nice.
No, but I'm gonna show you a thing. It's not that it doesn't look nice. I'm just gonna show you a thing.
Okay.
Go up to effect on the layer panel.
Oh, right. So should I keep an empty layer of the text there?
Is the text on its own layer?
Yeah, but it's not aligned. Here, the
Just
text is
put it
on its
on
own layer. Okay, yeah. Go up to
put it on its own
effect.
layer. Go up to effect, which is above the thing that says color, and there's a little circle, an empty circle. Click on that.
Ah! Ah! What? How?
And you can add a little edging color on it.
Watercolor edge. Whoa!
Anyways, kibbles, continue.
I forgot where I was going.
You're talking about the wet markets?
Oh, the wet markets. Yeah, I mean, if you had something in the fluffy world where it's like, God only knows what kind of genetic information is in these fucking monstrosities.
Mm-hmm. They're
You know,
susceptible to all kinds of shit.
exactly. You look at something like the flu, canine flu. We can get the flu, and dogs can get a fucking variant of the human flu. Um, bovine encephalitis, foot and mouth disease, common cold. Cats can get the cold.
Hmm.
Then
Now,
you go into
it-
like syphilis or HIV. You go and look at a fucking sheep, and they're just messy with syphilis.
Hmm.
Thanks a lot, Scotland.
now,
It's
if
a
I could,
slightly less dour. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if I wanted to end the bit on diseases right now because I want to talk maybe a little more about political society implications. If
I
that's
was
something you
actually
think we're okay with
I
that.
was actually going to switch over to Chikahiro stuff.
Oh,
If
okay.
anyone knows,
What? Well, what is he?
he does the Fluffy Job series.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, like I think that's a pretty realistic look at how shit would go.
I think the bigger picture is actually more interesting, that rather than like, oh, what's the implication of, fluffies in the world? I think the bigger question is, what's the implication of a company releasing a genetically engineered living creature whose genetic code they own? I think that's the more interesting question to look at. Fluffies themselves, I think,
Who-
would probably just end up getting banned and considered
Legally,
an
they
invasive
could commit a
species.
genocide
Monsanto.
on Fluffies,
wait,
and that would be just a recall.
Yeah.
It's
Who
like
owns the
Monsanto on
Monsanto?
steroids.
Like, who
Yeah.
owns the copyright on fluffies? Like, who has the fucking license for fluffies?
Hasbro.
Is Fluffy open source?
Hasbio would probably own the genetic code.
Yeah.
I
It'd be
guarantee you
proprietary,
Hasbro
which would
would.
lead to a humongous question of, hey, if we use gene therapy to cure diseases, do you own that genetic code? This would be
Yes.
like a monumental
It's-
legal case.
It's very much like Jurassic Park's implications. They never really explore it in the movie because there's other shit going on, but same thing
Yeah.
applies.
But the
They-
thing
they
is that at that
explored
point,
a
it's not
little
about
bit.
fluffies anymore. Then it just becomes like, it becomes a humongous question of like politics and
Yeah. Well,
ethics and morals.
yeah.
It's not about
Look,
fluffies anymore.
look at Monsanto and look at the contract that they make farmers sign when they say, "Hey, we're gonna sell you fucking 2 million pounds of this seed, and it's gonna give
Mm.
you, let's say, 5,000 hectares of crop. You're gonna make
Mm.
400,000 bushels of fucking grain. You are not allowed to take these seeds after after they've sprouted, right? You're not allowed to take the fucking plants and take the seeds from those plants and replant them.
Mm.
Because if you do, we will charge you for those plants. It's in the
Mm.
contract.
We will sue the ever living shit out of you.
Yeah. And even crossbreeds, let's say a farmer has corn, it's Monsanto corn, or it's not Monsanto anymore, it's fucking Bayer.
Mm.
Farmer has Monsanto corn, and some of the fucking pollen goes to his neighbor, and his neighbor has fucking a different kind of corn. If those two crossbreed, then they can go in there and they can wipe out the entire fucking field because that is my intellectual property. You are not allowed to grow that.
Yeah, Kibbles. Guess what?
What?
Right now, you are speaking to a fear that I have had numerous times with weed. Because I make no
Yeah.
shy bit of it that I am a fan of the herb. And you know me well enough to know I know quite a bit about like Hollywood and the movie industry and like shit like that. Just from like being a big dumb nerd about this stuff and how bad they are about copywriting shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
I've been on the edge of my seat for fucking 15 years about this exact topic. What if they start putting fucking copyrights on different shit and you can only get it in certain states? That
Yeah,
kind of
I mean,
thing.
you can copyright fucking if you make a brand new color that's like not existent anywhere else, you can copyright that color.
Yeah, they had
Fuck
that shit with old
Monsanto.
boy and the perfect pink and the perfect black. That was
Yep, that's Stuart Semple. I've actually got his black version 3. It's really fucking black.
Congratulations.
So I think we've kind of roundabout answered this question. I think it's such a huge topic. You'd have an entire fluff
Yeah,
cast on
there's
like
no. We could have numerous fluff casts on this one.
Like how genetically diverse are fluffies? Can they evolve past what their current
Mm.
state? Can you turn them into labor animals? Will they survive an apocalypse? Yada da da da.
You know what I think would be a better person or persons to turn this question over to?
Who?
Ask the UN. That'll give them something to do for a while.
yeah,
As
they'll keep 'em busy.
hand UN a copy of the Fall of Cleveland and say, okay, what happens? What's your response?
Dear Mr. UN,
Right?
I am a big fan. I have a hypothetical question for you.
My favorite country is Korea.
Which
drew
one?
a
Up to
picture.
you.
But
I-
Which
I think that's
Korea?
kind of the
Dealer's choice.
suspension. That's the suspension of disbelief in every single fluffy story ever. Is the idea that a company could release a bio toy with proprietary genetic information and
Very
not
much.
have everyone immediately lose their shit and lawsuits be filed in pretty much every fucking country ever.
What happens
Yeah.
to humans? Like if they say like, all right, we just made this chimera thing and we're gonna sell it as a toy. Wait, what if we do this to humans? That's like, woof.
But yeah, that's sort of like the hand wavy thing of, yeah, it's fine, whatever. Which makes you think, what kind of fucking universe do fluffies live in, where this is something that we just kind of like casually gloss over? Maybe that's something you could talk about. But again, this is the stuff that kind of you're leaving the idea of the fluffy fandom and you're going into like some weird fucking like
Sorry.
different like the island path.
Virgil's right over there. I'm reading the comments. It's not Mr. UN. It's Mr. Un.
Mr. Un.
Mr. Un.
Dear
So-
Mr. Un, I love your country, and also you are the best king of the world ever. I have a question for you.
Would you like to read my sorta kinda My Little Pony fan fiction? Warning, there's a lot of it.
dear
There's a
Mr.
lot.
I would very much appreciate it if you would read my country fan fiction. There is a lot of shipping. I get a lot of trouble on the internet because I keep putting China and Taiwan together.
Even the
Did I?
Hitalia fan base kicked me out. I don't know what the fuck's up with that, but here we are.
So
I really
if-
like when America Chan kisses Canada Coon. It makes my special place tingle.
It makes my Mexico tingle.
so let's
I
hit
think
up
Mexico is a tsundere.
So, fuck off.
Jesus.
So here's let's bring it back a little bit here. Let's get a little more casual here. So General Lemon asks, "What is your favorite breakfast cereal and/or breakfast food?"
Woo,
I like
that's a pretty
cereal,
easy
So,
pick.
so I got an easy answer for that. I don't eat cereal anymore because it tears up my mouth something fierce. But it used to be Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But now every single day or every day I'm off, I start the day with Taylor egg and cheese.
No,
Nah,
I just
Excuse me?
have
What?
you had the churro cinnamon toast crunch?
And no, I have not had the churro cinnamon toast crunch. My parents loved me.
Pretty.
Ugh.
Oh,
Coming
wow.
from the guy who eats mac and cheese for breakfast, sit your
No,
ass down.
Taylor egg and cheese. I didn't say mac and cheese.
Oh, jeez. Okay, that's.
Who doesn't love a good craft dinner for breakfast, though, Vito?
Oh my god. Here, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
Can't eat
yeah.
this.
I'm just gonna screenshot the entire Google search for Taylor egg and cheese.
Fuck is Taylor egg?
don't.
Is that like that's like Taylor Swift's fucking shitty like B band or something?
So there's this guy named John Taylor or something who in New Jersey created this new kind of salted pork and they called it Taylor ham. And it just really fucking took off in Jersey. It's like the national food. It's
So what? You apply that cooking technique to the egg and make a Taylor egg?
no, okay.
I know. I know.
Oh, I've been bamboozled. I'm sorry.
It's just the name on there. Like you don't have Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. It's just Taylor egg and cheese. Like
Yeah.
unless you're from the area, you wouldn't know what the Taylor is.
Yep. It's super
So-
yummy.
So, Funkshar, what's your favorite breakfast food and why is it grits?
You know, I'm not a big fan of grits. It's like everybody's
The
like,
world
"Oh,
view
you're
shattered.
Southern. Let's get grits." I'm like, "No."
Now
I
hold
don't
on.
li-
You're not a fan
What's
of
up?
grits, but are you a fan of Maltameal?
Malta meal's a little better. Like, but grits. I don't know. Every time I get grits, it just tastes like I got sand in my teeth.
What is grits?
Yeah. Grits is just
Chunky porridge.
grain. Yeah, it's just a grain that you make into a porridge.
Pretty much. And it's like, I don't know. Most serve it to be like savory. Like I like malta meal because usually it's kind of like sweet. But then like grits are generally like either with cheese or butter on them.
So-
I guess
So,
I'm just not a fan.
what's a Funkshar breakfast then?
Yeah, what is a function at breakfast?
Depends. Most time it's just get up and I'll either make biscuits or I'll make pancakes.
Mm.
If
Pancakes.
I'm going out, there's a place here, it's one of the gas stations here has like a really good breakfast pizza you can get. Where it's just basically pizza with it's got like a cheddar sauce instead of pizza sauce, and then eggs, bacon, and sausage on top of it.
That's not
Mm.
bad.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll go get a piece or two of it and have it for breakfast a lot of times.
My breakfast is actually pretty sad anymore. I got a little protein shake and then a mandarin orange
Oof.
and a 90-calorie granola bar.
Doing
There
okay
you
over there,
go.
buddy?
Are
Wanna
you
talk about it?
You good?
are you okay?
You good?
Are
You
you
good, man?
happy?
Dude, I'm
Did you-
working like
You want
I'm-
some
I'm-
bacon?
I would love for. I wake up every fucking day at 5 a.m. and the last thing I want to think about is like anything. So I open my fridge and I shove shit into my lunchbox and I leave.
That's fair.
So,
Alright,
Menthol, what's your breakfast?
I used to be a big fan of peanut butter crunch, but as I've gotten older, I've developed less of a sweet tooth most of the time. So I switched over to rice checks. And I really don't even eat cereal that much most of the time. I don't eat breakfast at all.
Mm.
I've just never been big on eating first thing in the morning right after I get up.
So I just realized the question is like not so much what's your breakfast, but what's your favorite breakfast?
Favorite breakfast? Shit, that's got to be like crispy edge pancakes with some bacon
Mm.
or like biscuits and gravy. Because like
I'm gonna have to
biscuits and gravy,
go-
man, that's a southern delicacy if there
Bis-
ever was one. Holy
Biscuits
fuck!
and fucking gravy, amazing. Favorite? Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with like a big fucking waffle, like an honest to god Belgian waffle.
They got this best diner in New Jersey, about 5 minutes from my house. And let me tell you something, the pancakes and bacon from there, ridiculous.
I think the best breakfast I ever had was at a place called the Arcade in Memphis, Tennessee. went up there. My brother took me over there, and it's just like it's like an old diner. You get in there, and they had regular pancakes and they had sweet potato pancakes. And I was like, the sweet potato pancakes pretty damn good. They brought them out
Mm.
there, and they bring that out. They bring like 3 big ass pancakes, hash browns, bacon, and I had orange juice. Is all like in your meal, and like I ate every damn bit of it, and did not feel sluggish. I was just like, I need more.
Hmm. I had fucking carrot pancakes at like a hostel in Arizona. That was weird. Pretty good though.
Carrot
Never tried that.
What the
pancakes.
fuck is wrong with you?
Like it's
I hey,
like
it
a
was it's a
carrot
bed
cake
and breakfast
pancake.
where there's no menu. It's just like this is what we're eating today. I'm like, okay.
I could
But
actually,
like
I kind of see that working. Like
it's
carrot
like
cake
it
is really
wasn't
good,
only
right?
carrot. Yeah, it wasn't just like pancakes made out of carrots. It's like a carrot cake batter pancake.
That's not
Which
all
sounds
right.
pretty fucking good. Like you put some
It
fucking
wasn't bad. With like
some
a blue, it was
cream
like filled with a
cheese.
blueberry jam.
All
Fuck
right.
yeah.
All right. Well,
That okay. Here's a funny story. Uh, I spent the night at a girl's house one time, and I got like, ooh. She told me
Ooh.
that night. She's like, in the morning, I'm gonna make some homemade cinnamon rolls, and I was all excited about this shit. I was like, it's been a good night. Getting cinnamon rolls in the fucking morning. Get
Yeah.
up the next morning, I walk in there, and like she's like, I'm just fixing to make the cinnamon rolls. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get to see how she makes these cinnamon rolls. This is gonna be great because what you might not know, Funk is an avid baker. I really like baking. It's fun.
Ooh.
It is.
And I was like, all right, I'm like, I want to get this recipe. I said, hold on a second. I said, let me see if I got a pen and paper in my notebook or my backpack so I can write this down. She says, oh, you don't need that. It's real simple. Then she pulls out fucking canned cinnamon rolls out of the refrigerator, and I was like,
Aw.
that's
oh,
not homemade cinnamon rolls.
Oh
Your soul will leave your
no.
body.
I just felt like I was
Now,
like,
now you can say you're making cinnamon rolls and pull that shit out. I ain't mad. I ain't even fucked up
that's
about it.
it.
Hell yeah, cinnamon rolls. I like that. Don't
I,
lie to
I
me
mean,
and say they're making
I'd
homemade.
still
That's
fucks with
it.
them fridge cinnamon rolls. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, they're
Oh yeah,
good.
because they got
I'm
the
not,
orange ones now, bro. Have
oh
you
yeah.
had them?
Dude, I got some in the fridge right now. That's if I'm still alive tomorrow morning, that's what I plan to have for breakfast. But she showed me that, and I was just like, I don't know if I can trust this girl no more.
No, can't trust her.
So it's hard for me to say what my favorite breakfast would be because I've had so many weird and interesting breakfasts. It's hard to go wrong with chicken and waffles.
Oh
Like
yeah,
good chicken and
That's
waffles.
true.
Chicken and waffles is more of a dinner thing for me though. Like a lunch or
Like
a
a
dinner.
okay, that's actually right. It's more of a brunch. I think I had it for brunch one time.
Hmm.
But for favorite breakfast, it's a tie between the just fuck me up, which is like a big old plate of like scrambled eggs, tater tots, bacon, ham, fruit, just everything.
Bowl of oatmeal on
And
the side just in
just give
case.
me a couple good French pastries and a cup of coffee, and I'm good to go.
I tell you what, I used to not really appreciate oatmeal as a kid, but after I got older and started like learning how to season the shit up properly, little salt,
Yeah.
little sugar, that kind of balance, like it's pretty good.
That's something I'll go ahead and say on record right now, and like you guys can crucify me if you want to. The reason a lot of us don't like vegetables is our parents sucked at cooking vegetables.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. As
My
soon
mom was a
Also,
good cook. It's just that
No,
speaking of the
I'm not-
cooking thing, I noticed Virgil in the chat over there. Funk baking and menthol baking are very different things. Not as much as you
Yeah.
might think, motherfucker. I actually went to
It's-
school for baking.
that's
oh
true.
shit.
I
No, your mom could be like a fantastic. My mom's a really good cook, and like the thing is though, you give her like vegetables, she's like, I'm either gonna boil these or I'm gonna roast it. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
have you considered grilling them? Like, have you considered seasoning them? Considered cheese, anything that would make this not suck dick.
Okay, to
Honestly,
be fair, cheese improves a lot of shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you
broccoli,
consider cheese.
olive oil, salt, pepper, and some garlic. Toss them bad boys in the oven at 400 for like 20 minutes. Bam.
Mhm.
Yeah, garlic can save damn near anything though.
Seriously, just add garlic. If you're
Yeah.
not sure how to make it good, add garlic. It's good shit.
not good on burgers though, and I've tried many things with burgers.
Garlic-
I don't know, man. I've had
Eat-
some fucking sriracha shit like
With a
that
good
before that was
aioli,
blended up with a
that's
little bit of
garlic.
sweetness to it.
Hmm.
Worked out all right.
You
The
gotta
one-
pair it right. If you don't
the-
pair it right, it won't work.
Now, I lived for a year with my stepdad, and he is what we in the business call a fucking damn good cook. Everything he made was absolutely fantastical. However, there was one dish he couldn't get right, and that was burgers. And one night,
Mhm.
knowing that this guy just could not get burgers right, I said, "Hey, I'll make the burgers tonight. I've learned a little bit about cooking in my year here. I'll make the burgers." He's like, "Fine, lad, get to it." And I made smash burgers. And his kids come over and they bring their wives and shit, and they're eating my food, and they lose their minds. And that's the
That-
one thing I got
oh.
over this 5-star cook is that I got better burgers than he does. Never
That's a
forget
fucking
that.
flex, though. That's a flex.
Hey, you know what? Some cooks are like that though, because like I can cook all kinds of shit if you give me a recipe for it. Even if I've never eaten that particular thing before, I can cook it to some degree of competency. Cannot save my life cooking bacon. And I swear to God, if you put a fucking gun to my head and told me to cook bacon like I like it in a pan, I could not do it. I would look you right in the eye and tell you to fucking shoot me.
So, Menthol, let me give you a pro tip.
I have to do it in the oven or the deep fryer, man. I can't cook it in a pan.
The key is medium heat.
No, I can do it on
'Cause-
fire. Don't get me wrong. I can't do it on electric, and that's what most stoves are now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I learned how to cook on a gas stove.
Yeah, that's the one problem I have living down here where I do. It's like I live in Hurricane Central. I have a fucking electric stove. So like even if, I lose power, I can't cook shit anymore.
Yeah.
No, like
That's-
I hate to say like I love my mom and like she's gotten way better at it, but like my mom is not I don't trust her making steaks because every once in a while she'll be like, I got some steaks. And I'm like, shit. Cause like her and my dad, my brother all are like they do medium well on it and they always leave it just a little too long, so it just goes to fucking well. And I'm a medium rare person. So it's like anytime she has this, I'm like, hey, how about I help out and I'll cook those. So, I don't have to eat a fucking, dried piece of styrofoam.
Mm.
Because it's either with her, it's either they're like perfect or it's sitting here chewing on a bootstrap. And I'm just like, I just let me handle that. I'll help out. Don't worry.
Also,
Is
full
it-
pro. Oh, good.
I was about to say, is it like an Americana thing to take a perfectly good cut of meat and marinate the shit out of it? Because that breaks my heart every time.
No, but
Just-
people don't know how to do a proper marinade.
Yeah.
Because
I'd-
call me a purist, but for me, if you got a nice cut of meat, just salt and pepper and throw that bad boy on the grill.
Yep.
So
like,
I
Don't bring like sauces into this. Like, just
Yep.
respect the animal that died. Salt and
I'm
pepper.
not. I'm not totally against it, depending on the dish.
I cooked there a couple months ago when I first started seeing my girlfriend. I invited her over for dinner, and I went out and I bought a pound of Wagyu A5 steak.
Is this
I'm
story
sorry,
gonna
but-
break my heart, Kibbles?
It's not.
And
First
I
of
put
all,
ketchup on it.
no. Okay, so let me
Well done.
actually let me find you the fucking picture because I went like fucking. I love cooking. I am
Oh, I remember
Not-
this.
not-
Okay, yeah, no, yeah.
not to toot my own horn here, not to toot my own horn here. I'm a decent cook, right? I can cook pretty well,
Real
and
shit. Most of the FluffCast like crew would make fantastic housewives.
Yep.
It's true.
I
I'm
would
wifey as
make
fuck.
an amazing housewife. And I'm gonna find you this fucking picture, but this fucking steak was like $160, right? And yeah, I misread the fucking the label, the price tag. I misread it badly. But
Thought it was 16.
yeah, no, I did. I thought it was like $50. I was like, $50 for a steak? This must be a good steak. And then I got up to the fucking checker counter and I was like, boom, boom, 160. And I was like, I'm too proud. Let's go ahead and bite the bullet.
Oh God, Kibbles, no.
But I fucking cooked this steak and I used exactly 3 things. I used not extra virgin olive oil. I used olive oil. This was that's downloading fucking iCloud. This was mine.
Hmm.
And this was probably the best steak I've ever fucking had.
Mm-hmm.
That
Well,
does
that
look
Olive-
good.
Wagyu was good.
Olive oil, salt, and pepper. And I seared it on a fucking skillet for I think like 3 minutes per side. And it was perfectly medium. Perfect
I found it
medium.
interesting that you
What-
even used olive oil at all, because it's such a fatty cut of meat.
I did because and it wasn't a lot of olive oil. It was like just enough, but I did just to make sure it didn't stick. And even with that, I realized like it wasn't super necessary.
Hmm.
There's one thing that I'll put on a steak sometimes, and it's fucking fantastic. And it's this Cajun butter that one of the restaurants right here give you. It's there's a place called Bozo's here, and
Mm.
Bozo started out as like a deli where you could go get, and you can get the best po' boys on it because if you get a shrimp po' boy from them, there is more shrimp in the wrapper of that po' boy than there is on the sandwich. So you basically get a big ass po' boy loaded up with shrimp and then an entire side of
Here you go.
shrimp. And
I found it. This was hers.
let's see this.
So I made a fucking very nice caprese salad, some fucking sauteed Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and that steak.
Whew.
She didn't want the caprese salad or the mashed potatoes. She wanted curly fries. So
Okay.
I cooked this woman like $90 worth of fucking meat and $1.50 worth of curly fries.
Hey,
Yeah.
whatever sticks, right?
Hey
And
man,
whatever-
caviar and nuggies, nobody can take that power away from you.
It's
You
true.
look that motherfucker right in the eye and you order that shit and you dare him to say something about it.
I'm a really good chef. I cook when I cook and I go all out. I fucking make great meals. And God bless her. Speaking of breakfast, she made me French toast this morning,
Ooh.
and I ate it with a smile on my face. And
It
She
it
was
was
makes
rough.
great French toast, actually. I don't know where she picked it up. She picked up a recipe somewhere, but whenever she makes French toast, it kicks ass.
I ate this with a smile on my face. It is the worst fucking French toast I've ever had. It was so
no.
bad. It was not good at all.
Oh man,
And I was like, babe, this is delicious. Thank you so much.
that's
And
kind
it
of that's kind of
was
I'm sorry you had to go through that. You're a
It's
champ,
so-
though.
that's like my ex, my almost fiance, when she made a pizza for the first time. And what I did not realize is when I bit into it that she in fact did not use pizza sauce, but she had taken ketchup and put oregano in it
Oh,
and like mixed it up.
Ah.
So
no.
this is
She
why
had never
it's
she
almost fiance, right?
almost found well, she left me for a woman she met on the internet. So like, hey, that didn't work out.
I figured you took one bite and then just said this isn't gonna work.
This ain't gonna
No,
work.
I took one bite and it was like imagine you like bit into something and like there was a nail in it. It just went in the roof of your mouth. I probably would have reacted better. Like it was that bad. Like I hit that and I was like, oh my God, what is this?
No, when ketchup is on a pizza, you are perfectly justified in going, yo, what the fuck on the first bite.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing is, like, whenever she'd come over, like, I made a pizza one time because I was like, hey, let's order a pizza. Then, like, we couldn't get any pizza to come from, I think it was pizza at the time. So I was like, well, okay, well, I'll make us one. And I looked and I had stuff to whip up a crust and all that. So I made it. And she was like, I want to know how to do that. And I showed her how to do it step by step, like how to make a crust, what cheese to use, what sauce to use, all this stuff, what toppings you want to put on it.
This is
And I
called
was like,
Munster. No, it doesn't look like craft slices. That's okay, though. Trust me.
it's fine. Don't worry about it. If you want to put some craft slices looking cheese on here, make sure it melts. Make sure it's stringy. Don't put craft slices on here. That shit's plastic.
Right?
But like, I looked at it and it looked fine. Like she'd made the crust, she had the cheese on it, and I bit into it, and I was like, oh, this sauce is awful sweet. I was like, baby, what did you do? She's like, well, we didn't have any pizza sauce, so I took some ketchup and I mixed oregano and some Parmesan cheese in it.
God.
And I just sat there for a minute.
Ooh.
And I was like, you did what now? And she told me again. I was like, baby, why do you hate the Lord? Why do you hate Jesus?
Okay,
Why-
so like, oh, go ahead.
No, that's it.
I was gonna say, so y'all seen some of my like crazy ass ghetto recipes that I've had to throw together with bullshit whenever I had no money.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all have seen it before, the tortilla pizzas and all that nasty shit. But like,
Oh, yeah.
bro, I ain't never in my fucking life substituted ketchup, man. If all I got is ketchup, I ain't having pizza. I'm sorry.
No.
Like that shit is off the table now. I'm not gonna put that on some ramen and call it spaghetti. Fuck that. I may
Dude,
put
you're-
pizza sauce on ramen and call it spaghetti, but
I mean, you're talking to the guy who like would just take tortillas, throw barbecue sauce and cheddar cheese in it, run it through the fucking toaster oven, eat it. Like that,
Yeah.
like whenever like I'm sitting there and like, oh, it's a long way to payday and I got about $10. I was like, I'll eat that. I'm good.
That's what I'm saying. When you are broke as shit, hunger will make anything all right.
Mm-hmm. I remember that one time I made a plate of Chick-fil-A nuggets last for about 4 days until payday.
Mhm. That shit where you got to go to the store, you go to the Dollar General with like $6.50 in your pocket, and you got to load the fuck up. You got to survive for like 4 days off of that $6.50, dude.
Mm-hmm.
When it's poverty like that, yeah, it's time to break out the fucking ramen spaghetti, quote unquote.
Whatever makes it to the end of the week. Let me tell you
Hey,
something about
prison
Parmesan
recipes,
cheese.
yeah.
You've definitely had the powdered shit, right? Like
Oh,
who
yeah.
hasn't? But if you find yourself good little brick of Parmesan or Reggiano and you got a little bit left over on your paycheck, get yourself one of those. Because let me tell you, the real shit, like fresh scraped, if you've got it, just you'll never eat the powder stuff again.
I can believe that.
It's like a square for like, well, it depends. For me, it's like $12 or something, and that lasted like I think about a month or so.
So that'd be about like
Oh.
9, 10 down here.
God, it's so good. Put that shit on anything, immediately make it magical.
I don't know. I feel like Parmesan is a bit of a strong cheese. Like it has its places.
I mean, it's an accent, like anything. You gotta know what to put it on.
Yeah.
Like you don't put
Parmesan.
ketchup on a fucking pizza.
Like you can
No.
put it on popcorn. Sure, I get that. That's cool. It's like a white cheddar thing. Sure, I get it. But
Par-
like, I don't know about putting it on like fucking mashed potatoes and gravy or something. You know what I mean?
So yeah,
Yeah.
I've
Well, yeah,
actually
of course not.
I have
Parmesan's
put it
such
on
a.
the. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say Parmesan's like a very, very sharp. Like that's a fucking cheese, man. Like you can't fuck with that.
If you get garlic mashed potatoes and put Parmesan cheese on it, it's really good. But like, yeah, I couldn't see it on mashed potatoes and gravy. But I get every time I go to McGuire's, the steakhouse, I'll get like garlic mashed potatoes, and they'll offer you some Parmesan cheese, and it's like the scrapings. So I'll get some of that on there, and it's good.
Have you ever made the mistake of attempting to? You know what? I'll just say this. I once made the mistake of trying to rub red pepper into a burger and then throwing it onto a frying pan.
Oh
No,
boy.
It's
God,
not good.
no.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I'm thinking like, I rubbed this thing in salt and pepper for the hour before I let it sit to put it in the frying pan. Why not try red pepper, see if it'll add a spice? I just couldn't stop coughing, couldn't stop sneezing. It was the worst.
Mm-hmm.
My hands were weak, palms were sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. It was terrible.
The
Also, I was
worst
going to
I've
share this ever. You know, a little tip for cooking hamburgers to keep them nice and moist while you're doing it.
Don't fuck with
Right.
them.
Moist.
Don't
Anytime
touch
you
them.
have hamburger meat like that that's ground up,
Yeah.
you can always work in a little bit of breadcrumbs soaked in milk
What do you think, huh?
into it. Oh yeah.
I use breadcrumbs in my burgers, but never milk.
Yeah, you tear it up and soak it in just like a little bit, just enough to get it like nice and moist.
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 I admittedly, I'm pretty half and half on what happens with my burger execution, but my smash burgers, oh.
Yeah, unless you're doing like a Juicy Lucy or something like that, you're not gonna have to worry about it too bad. But
Christ. Let's see.
also, speaking of dumb cheese things, I put something in FluffCast.
All right, I think we got enough time for this last question here, which Funk Shy, you're not allowed to say anything about. All right. If you know anything about this topic, you can't say anything. Just try your best to explain it. Mutagen asks, "What's a Warhammer?" If you don't know anything about Warhammer, explain what a Warhammer is, or what Warhammer is.
Warhammer is the most hilariously stupid, dark, edgy setting ever. To the point of the only good guys are the guys that don't care.
Mutagen?
I think it's that franchise where it's humans and green people, and those are the only factions.
Oh.
Kibbles
Basically.
explain Warhammer.
Okay, so Warhammer is it's a multi-level marketing scheme. You'll often see it on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Where it's girl bosses try to get you to buy little models that you put together yourself for $47. And the more models you have, the happier you are.
Wow, Kibbles is also correct. Holy shit, we have a lot of right answers tonight.
It's Warhammer is clearly Gal Maraz, the choice of the weapon of choice for Emperor of Emperor of Man and Prince of Reichland, Karl Franz. That's what
Oh,
Warhammer
it sounds like
is.
you're making that up.
All right, Funkshire, you can now answer the question. What is a Warhammer?
Oh, I'm sad now after hearing all this shit.
Why?
Just
Because
sad.
Because you know I was right.
Was it the girl bosses? Is that what it is?
Hey.
Are you a fucking misogynist?
It's like not only that, but like I've got these bits of plastic and I got a pretty good bit of. I'm not that happy.
You need to buy
Plastic
more.
crack.
You need
You
to
gotta
get more
buy more.
plastic, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
that
own
also
enough
like
plastic.
just a Warhammer in general. You know, I've been part of like the boycott Games Workshop because of the bullshit with Warhammer Plus. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna get anything for a while. And then what do? They're like, hey, new kill team with SAS orcs and fucking plastic Kriegers, and I'm like, you son of a bitch! They told me the
Guys.
devil be handsome.
I'm
Dude.
sorry. Virgil has corrected us. What is a Warhammer, not the Warhammer?
Oh, a Warhammer.
Okay, so a Warhammer, a Warhammer was so in World War II, Nazi Germany had different panzers, right? All the way
Yeah.
up to like the mouse. A Warhammer was the actual firing mechanism in the Panzer tank.
Are you serious?
Sure, why not?
Oh,
No, dude. The
oh.
Warhammer was the secret name for the project to move the Jersey Devil from Area 51 to Area 52.
Where Area 52 is in the Pine
Oh.
Barrens?
No.
That's Area 69.
No, you're thinking of where
Hey,
Poseidon
sex
came
number.
Nice.
Nice. Reddit moment.
That is Wholesome 100.
Big chunkus.
Christ, it's late o'clock, let me tell you. Hearing you guys talk about food, I muted for a moment. I ordered a pizza. I can't wait for it to get here.
You're weak of soul,
Okay,
but I understand.
What
Wait, don't you work at a pizzeria?
Where do you think I ordered it from?
Jesus.
Yeah,
Do
what do you
they
guys
pick up the phone? They're like, really?
what do you guys like on your pizza?
I like a
Oh, that's a
pepper.
good one.
I think my most ordered one is pepperoni well done. However, we do make
Ooh.
a thin crust vodka sauce pie, which is
Vodka sauce.
Vodka sauce.
I swear to God,
The sauce.
I swear
It's
to
the
God.
sauce. The sauce is the boss.
What's his name from Cake Boss?
I'm the boss.
I'm the boss,
Hi, I'm Benny. I'm Benny from Cake Boss. We're gonna put some
I'm the
sauce
Cake
on
Boss.
this.
Gonna make a cake that's just a big Rice Krispie covered in fondant. Yeah.
Hey, you know about the sauce? Forget about it. I'm walking in. We don't need no sauce.
I'm a big fan of anchovies on my pizza.
Oh my God, yeah, that shit's good.
Ham and anchovies and some olives. Oh,
I've actually never had anchovies on pizza, but I've had anchovies on crackers, and it's pretty fucking good.
that's interesting. I've never had that.
Anchovies.
like what?
I was gonna
Why
say.
do we all stop? Like just have a stroke collectively.
Anchovies are a very maligned food that I think most people who say they hate anchovies don't really hate anchovies. They've never fucking had anchovies. They've just been told that they hate anchovies.
Yes.
It's like pineapple on pizza haters. I'll say it.
No,
If
I don't like
it-
pineapple, and I don't think it belongs on pizza. Period.
If you don't like, I think too many people hate pineapple on pizza because that's the cool thing to hate.
Yeah, no, I love.
No, I
if
just
you give
legitimately
me,
don't like pineapple juice either.
you give me a fucking bacon pineapple jalapeno pizza, I'm fucking good.
Ugh. Honestly, just pineapple and ham, delicious.
How about you,
bacon is
Funk?
bacon is just fancy ham.
Funk, how
It's
about
fine
you?
if you don't like pineapple on pizza because you don't like pineapples, or if you just don't think it's good on pizza.
Yeah,
But
that's
if you
what I'm
don't like it just because all the cool kids on Reddit say you shouldn't like it, then
No, I can
you're
agree with the
limiting
idea
yourselves.
that like pineapple and ham go together because like a ham glazed with pineapple juice makes fucking sense if you've ever cooked ham.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
So
It's good.
our friend Funkshire, who might be dead tomorrow morning, what's your favorite kind of pizza?
My favorite kind of pizza. There's a place around here called Tony's Brick Oven Pizza, and they do a meatball pizza,
Ooh.
which has these really good they basically just take them, cut them in half, put them on there, and they're actually made up almost as if they were just going to go in the spaghetti, but then they just slap them on the pizza, and I gotta say they're pretty great.
That's pretty fucking good.
Here's a contrarian opinion that I just realized until now that I have from at this very moment. I don't like chicken on pizza in any way.
Really?
I can't
I-
think of a chicken on pizza like in any form that just sounds good to me. It just sounds like ugh. I'd rather
You
have
know
something
what?
else.
You know what?
I don't
Actually,
hate it, but I
there
would
is a
never order it.
back home. There is a bar that does. So if you guys have ever had like St. Louis style pizza, the crust is like cracker thin.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So there's a bar back home that does a buffalo chicken ranch pizza
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it's
with,
pretty
and
standard.
it's on like this cracker thin crust though, right? You
Yeah.
get it, and make sure that you get the fucking the ghost pepper cheese with it,
What?
because
Okay.
they will make it with ghost pepper cheese, right? So it's buffalo chicken ranch pizza with like a spicy cheese on a cracker crust. It's basically not even pizza at that point,
Yeah.
but
Okay,
it's so fucking good.
I think I got one for you, Muta.
All right.
Okay, have you ever had taco pizza?
Elaborate.
Casey's Taco Pizza.
How would you? I'm trying to think about the taco
It's
pizza.
it's a thing. Pizza Hut used to do a better version of it way back in the day.
No,
Christ.
no one
They
does it better
mess
than
with it on now.
Casey's.
No.
No one does it better than Casey's.
Did
I
they
don't
use
know what a
refried
Casey's
beans
is.
instead of pizza sauce, my dude?
Yes, they do.
Okay, good. They're on the right track then.
Dude,
But
you're
yeah,
in fucking Arkansas. You
I
got
know.
Casey's nearby.
This
yeah, but I don't eat at Casey's.
this conversation is
barely
giving me
got 'em.
heartburn. I really can't. You guys, you're stressing
But
me out.
What I haven't cleared up what is on a taco pizza because that
You-
mean the word means nothing to me.
It usually is just hamburger meat, a little bit of lettuce, some shredded
No,
cheese. If
I
they even
lost
do
me
that.
lettuce.
No,
Lost
no,
me
no. I
lettuce.
know, but some people like it. But if they were to do that with a chicken taco with shredded chicken on it, what do you think?
Had it. I've had it.
Like
It's
a
good.
chicken taco or chicken taco pizza.
Like chicken taco pizza. That's what I'm saying. Like if they shredded the chicken up on top of it like that and had it like seasoned up and shit.
I mean, again, it's
Leave
just,
the
I don't
lettuce
know,
off,
it's just
obviously.
my
So let me explain real quick, Mita, before you make a decision. Let me explain Casey's Taco Pizza.
all right.
They use refried beans as the sauce, It's-
Oh,
cheddar cheese, hamburger meat.
you're not helping your case.
They cook that, and then they put fucking like taco toppings on top, right? So lettuce, cheese, tomatoes, onions. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. They take Doritos and they crunch them up and put them on top of all that.
Is-
Here's the thing:
is
if
this
you
the
put it
taco
in
pizza?
front of me, I would eat it. I'd maybe like it, and I'd try it, but I would never order it by myself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jesus, that pizza appeared on screen really threateningly. By the way,
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's an amazing pizza.
So Mitaji, so you don't like chicken on pizza. So we sell something called the chicken parm pie, which I think the cheese is prepared differently. I think but it's it's got
you're gonna
chicken
hate me.
cutlet.
I don't like chicken parm either.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, you don't like a chicken parm. Oh my fucking god! Somebody pray for this boy.
Are
I'll
you?
eat it, but I won't order it.
What's wrong with
Somebody pray
you?
for this child.
I was
I
the
don't know.
pickiest eater for
I
like
need an
22
old priest and a
goddamn
young
years.
priest come in here and bless this nigga. Goddamn.
I didn't grow up eating chicken parm. It wasn't part of my childhood.
Man, I
So
didn't
now it's just
either.
like, it's just like a chicken cutlet drowned in tomato sauce and cheese. It's fine, I guess.
I'm gonna tell Joe Biden, and your dreams today are gonna be full of disconcerting looks from him.
Yeah, fucking Uncle Joe is not going to be happy.
Uncle
He's
Joe
gonna
has
be
some
crying
choice
at this
things to
bastard
say.
to me.
The lurcher at the threshold is not
Look,
pleased.
I didn't eat it growing up. It has zero like nostalgic impact on me. So,
I mean,
again,
bro,
I'll
you
eat
said
it.
shit like we
If
grew up in
if
the
somebody
fucking middle
makes
of
it,
Italy
I'll
eating
eat
it or
it,
something.
but I'll never order it in a restaurant.
People are hating on the crunched up Doritos on this pizza.
I will
Just
not
trust
stand
me.
for this.
Just trust me. It fucking works. Okay.
Oh, I'm sure it
okay,
does.
Like you can't hate on it because look at Taco Bell, for example. They have red strips. What do you think red strips are?
Yeah.
They're
They've got a
just
taco
little-
shell made of Doritos. Come on.
Yeah,
Ever tried Indian taco? What the fuck is an Indian taco, Risen
I have
Leaf?
not tried an Indian taco.
What is an Indian taco?
Is this
I'm
some kind of
curious.
is this some kind of
I'm-
anthro thing?
I have a
Ooh,
bad
is it?
feeling about this.
I'm looking it up right now. They're over the 2
Is,
hour mark. but I
is
don't
it
give a
going to be
fuck.
like, ooh woo, I need more hot sauce?
All right, what is an Indian?
Okay, does anyone here
Taco.
disagree with the idea of sriracha on pizza?
I was
I-
never too hot to try it on
No.
sriracha myself.
You
I
know,
like
honestly, sriracha, it was things became oversaturated
It
with
was
sriracha.
overhyped. I'll
Yeah.
say that.
It's
It was
good on
definitely overhyped
dumplings.
to hell and back, but
You
it's
get
decent.
yourself some like pot stick, like frozen pot
Oh
stickers.
my God,
Sriracha on those
Arisen,
bad boys.
Arisen, you're my. I just want to. I want you to know that I am like almost sexually aroused reading that right there
Oh
because
my god.
it looks so fucking
Yo,
unhealthy.
that-
It looks so unhealthy, and I fucking want it.
I'm thinking like, oh, it's some like cool, like you deep fry the dough and it's actually
No,
more of like
it's-
a fucking
That's
thing.
That's
No.
fucking. That's like fucking Frito pie. Like you take the Fritos, you fucking put the
Yeah.
chili in there, and the cheese. It's the same thing. It sounds. It sounds amazing in the worst way possible,
Okay, here's
or
something
it
for
sounds
you.
terrible in the most amazing way possible.
Oh, he
Pick a
means
choice.
oh, he means fucking Indian like Native. Oh my god. I thought
Andy,
No, no,
Jesus Christ.
it's fucking curried lamb on a fucking pita with some fucking
Yeah!
sour cream.
yes,
Oh,
that's
shit,
what
that
I
sounds good
thought.
too, though.
I didn't think it
That's-
was like fucking
Okay, that does actually sound kind of good. But
Good.
I think at that point it's just a fucking it's just a hero.
Okay, so here's something for you. I think you guys would probably call this a casserole, but one of my childhood dishes was something in French you call it a gratin. But it's basically you cook some noodles, some pasta, like probably like elbow pasta or something, right? Put in a big old like 8x11 glassware dish with some
Okay.
butter. Sprinkle in
Pyrex?
some
Is this
cubed ham,
Pyrex?
huh? Like yeah, like a glass Pyrex thing.
Like yeah. The thing is, I use all my Pyrex for crack. So
Okay, that's well, you get a different one, or actually don't. It'll be still fucking
It'd
good.
probably help.
But you just put your pasta together with some butter and put down a thin layer. Add some cheese on top, like some shredded stuff. A little more on top, and then just finish that thing off with cheese and ham, and you put it on broil in the oven.
sounds
And then you
amazing.
pull it out, and you just got pasta with ham and butter and a crispy layer of cheese on top. Have that with green salad, and bam,
it sounds amazing.
it's good as hell, and it's easy
Not
to make.
something we ever did. No,
I think you guys would call it probably a casserole or something.
it'd be something close to that. Yeah.
I would almost call that like a pasta bake.
Yeah, in French again, we call it gratin, which is literally just like when you have like fat or cheese that turns like brown and crisps up. We call that gratiné. So it's like
Gratiné.
it's just like
Yeah.
it's like like crunchy cheese basically is what you're calling it.
Potatoes like gratin and
It's-
all that shit.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Really easy thing to make. One of my favorite dishes as a kid. That was my chicken parm.
My
I love how
mom
you
always-
say this like any of us grew up eating chicken parm every day.
That- Yeah, no, we had on
But you
on
sound like this
special
big
occasions.
comfort food.
On special occasions, my mom would make shepherd's pie.
Hmm
what the I'm not I don't understand this.
I grew up
Shepherd's
fucking
pie?
poor. Like
Bro,
shepherd's
no,
pie
no,
was a treat.
no.
I grew up fucking poor.
Beans and cornbread, savory cornbread, obviously, with some fucking fried potatoes. Yeah.
Cornbread.
Bruh.
One of our friends brought over cornbread for like a potluck, and that shit was good. Like the with like the coarse cornmeal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a little crunchy, a little crispy inside. Ugh.
Oh yeah. The
I
way you
love
gotta
it.
do it if you're doing it right is you gotta put a little bit of oil down inside of a fucking cast iron skillet and then just dust that motherfucker real light across the top of it all the way over
Ugh.
with a little bit of
Stop
cornmeal.
getting hungry.
Yeah. And then you get that nice crunch on the back end of it. It's
I want my
great.
damn pizza.
Because your cornbread should crunch. It should go when you go through the top of that bitch.
All right,
Yeah.
another question for you guys. Do you like sweet cornbread or do you like the savory cornbread?
Sweet.
Savory all the way, bro.
I've never had the
I kind of
savory
like the
stuff. I want
sweet. I like the
stuff.
sweet cornbread.
I don't know if I've had one or the other. We just call it cornbread.
Sweet cornbread is like Jiffy. If you ever got that in a box. Savory
Mm,
cornbread's more like Aunt Jemima, where it just tastes like corn and butter.
mm.
I'm
I think I
gonna, s-
most had the savory kind.
I'm gonna say it. I don't like corn all that much.
That's fine.
The fuck kind of American are you?
Pat would try to fucking
My little
kill-
sister hates corn like with a passion. She
My-
won't eat it.
I
Pat,
don't like corn, but I like corn products.
my stepdad Patrick, bless his soul, he kept trying to get me to eat two different kinds of foods, corn and eggplant. I warmed up to eggplant. Corn, not so much. Every fucking meal, lad. You will eat the corn and you will like it. It is one of New Jersey's biggest products, and it's only around for so long. And I go, Pat, please, I do not like corn,
Bro, you-
lad. You will eat the corn.
You know
I'm
what one of
surprised
our
you fell
biggest
for
products is?
eggplant.
Diamonds. I ain't expecting to eat them fucking
He-
things.
Again, he's a
Egg-
really good cook. Really good cook.
Eggplant is weird. It's like one of those things that can be good, but it's really hard to cook right.
Yep.
It's either like
So I'm
raw
trying to
or just
think.
like an oily mess.
No, you
What
you
is-
want the real weird shit? Talk about some fucking hominy. What's up with that?
I have no idea what hominy is, and
Bro, nobody does.
I've always been too afraid. You know what? Let's ask the Google.
Jesus Christ.
What the hell is hominy?
Okay. Hominy is a food produced from dried corn that has been treated with an alkali. What? What, like fucking lime?
Like lutefisk, yeah.
In a process called nixtamalization.
Say that 5 times fast.
Nixtamali is Nahuatl word for hominy.
Well, apparently it's used to make grits.
Lye hominy is a type of hominy made with lye. It is made with lye. Holy fuck.
Yeah, fuck grits. Fuck hominy.
Yeah, I am not. I am.
Nah, bro.
I'm good. I'm
No.
fucking good.
All kinds of good.
Like,
that's like
Any
if
any.
someone offers me liver.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
any-
Why would you poison trap of the body? Ew.
Oh God. Have I ever told you guys the story about how the one time I had liver?
You didn't like it? I liked the one time I had liver.
Okay, so this is when I was working offshore, right?
Yeah.
And the fucking the cooks that they had on this rig were always really decent. And I go into the fucking mess hall, and they've got what look like nice big juicy steaks, and I'm just like, hey, let me get one of those. Let me get one of those steaks. And the guy looks at me kind of funny and goes, okay, because I'm American, I'm in fucking England. And he's like, this must just be what Americans call fucking liver, steak, whatever. Sure, here, have one. So I get this fucking nice big fat piece of liver with some fucking mashed potatoes and some fucking veggies, and I cut into this shit, and it cuts
Oh.
like butter. I'm like, damn, these fuckers know how to cook a steak. This shit cuts like butter. And I take this big old fucking chunk and I shove it in my mouth. And I just
Yep.
go,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was so bad. Oh God, it was so bad.
It's like goop. It's like what I imagine like paste to taste like.
It was not good.
Like Soylent Grey. It's what I imagine it tastes like.
It's like you're expecting a nice juicy steak,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and you get
mhm.
fucking.
You
It
get so
tastes like fucking. It tastes like fucking mud and copper.
Mm-hmm.
It's like bite into a slice of pizza and you get ketchup.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh shit,
That's
that's
a
what
good
I want to
comparison.
talk about.
What?
There's a pizza place in where I used to live. That was the greatest. Well, it's not really a scam, I'd say. But basically, the local law was you apply food tax on any food that's basically you sell it and it's like ready to eat, right? You just stick it. You can just stick it in your mouth and go. Not on like raw stuff to basically help out, local farmers.
Any
The
kind of hot
pizza
food, yeah.
place, they would make your pizza, but they wouldn't cook it. So you would
like a
buy your
Papa
pizza
Murphy's?
raw, and you'd cook that bitch at home.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
like a
was
Papa
fucking
Murphy's.
delicious.
Yeah, dude, you
Our
can
place
get
was
Papa
called
Murphy's
Mama
on food
Sophia,
stamps.
and
No,
they
Papa
made some of
Murphy's
the
is good as
best
fuck.
pizzas. They were so good, and they were
Oh,
cheap
yeah.
because there's no
Was-
tax
yeah.
on them.
Wait, was that in
Dude.
was that in Jersey or?
No, this was in Montreal.
No, okay, because that
Dude,
just had
yeah.
a zing.
Yeah, there's a
That-
place down here called Papa Murphy's. You can get that shit
Yeah.
on food stamps because of that exact logic.
Yeah.
Food stamps doesn't allow you to buy hot food, but you can buy anything that you cook yourself.
And it's good, and they're good.
It's
fucking
really good
pizzas.
fucking pizza. It's honestly, as far as like quote unquote fast food pizza goes, it's some of the best.
Just put that bitch right in your oven, pull it out, bam, delicious.
Fuck, when is-
425
I
for
have
18 minutes.
when is my
Burned the
pizza getting
shit
here?
out of my mouth so many times on those pizzas because I just couldn't wait the second they got out of the oven. But oh man,
Okay, I'm sorry. I just looked at the screen. Why is this person holding a baby?
I
So-
decided not to say anything, and you ruined it.
Someone,
Sweet baby Jesus.
someone put this in the commentary channel and said that they found it at work.
That's amazing. Did you buy it?
I don't think they bought it.
Did you get rid of it?
Nine, did you get rid of this? Let me see.
I
Bro, that thing was
want.
fucking cursed.
You'll
I
wake up
hope you
tomorrow and
bought
it'll
it.
be in your
I
room.
hope you bought it. Like I've seen enough horror movies to know that you buy this kind of shit, and suddenly your fucking shelves are
Yeah.
slamming by themselves and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then suddenly
Water
you wake
bottles
up.
sitting on his head with caps pop off of him all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You wake up and Joe Biden is waiting in your closet, not scarily, but he is also frightened of what you brought into the house.
Just hanging out in there for no reason.
You've
Why
brought
did you bring
malarkey
that
into this
thing in here?
house.
We worked so hard to destroy that thing. Why is it back?
The thing is here and it's malarkey.
This is the Joe Biden cast, everyone, where we disassemble the Reaganomicon and rewrite it in his image.
Yep.
Oh God, yes.
All hail Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe.
Bidenomics.
Uncle Joe is coming to town.
Should we even explain the Reaganomicon since we've been on the cheese and the fucking food and stuff all night?
Just
Oh,
hit it.
God.
Hit it. We're
This has been Foodcast, man.
It's
Just
trickle
long-
down necronomics.
Yeah, right.
trickle
No,
down. What?
Long story short, a former Boru member that's not around, like doing shit with this anymore. He got into an argument with us about Americans don't have real cheese. All we have is craft singles.
Oh, yep.
As
I
he
All we
been to
have
with
is ale
Wisconsin?
imitations of real cheese. And I was like, first off, dude, you know we can import shit, right?
remember this guy. What was his name?
Mungo.
Yeah, it
This
was
is Mungo
him. I remember Mungo. Yeah. Keep talking.
But yeah, he had got into that, and I remember I think it was Kibbles, weren't you there, or was it you, Funk?
I think he was
It
talking
was-
to me because
It was somebody. But yeah, we were getting on Mungo's case about that. Like, no, you fucking nimwit. Of course, we totally have the ability to import shit. We have 30 of the top 100 cheeses in the world. Pretty sure we know what the fuck cheese is, dude. It's cool.
no,
And then
I
eventually, oh, good.
no, I'm sorry. I remember it was me because I got mad at him because I was like, Mungo, have you ever heard of fucking cheddar cheese? And like he just kind of shut up for a minute. And I went on a tirade about cheddar cheese, and I remember that. But
Aren't American
Like
cheeses
nacho
all
cheese.
pasteurized though?
Not necessarily. No,
Can they be
you can get
unpasteurized?
raw cheese. It's just
Let me tell
very
you, ooh.
difficult.
I don't know if you can find in the States, but unpasteurized honey.
That
it's-
I
Yeah,
don't.
no.
What, you
I
like the
think
raw
there's no
stuff
problem
or?
getting
Like
that.
raw honey.
So
Raw honey,
if,
you can get all over the
if-
place down here.
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, that shit's great.
It's a lot of like local smaller apiaries. Like back home, I had a guy like literally he lived down the street, and he had like fucking 19 beehives, and he sold honey for like $3,
Yeah.
and it was straight up just raw fucking honey.
But yeah, no, we started fucking with Mungo about like, do you just think that all the cheese in America just spews forth from I don't know, like a Necronomicon that Ronald Reagan wrote? Because you seem to think that all Americans worship Ronald Reagan too. It was like a big kick that he had got on for a while.
And
Like,
so
no, most of us don't care for him.
I'm gonna post a picture in the FluffCast chat. I want you to look at this and tell me what you think.
The poor individual who posted this monstrosity is now flipping off the figurine, and one of their African American cohorts has made the amateurish move of also flipping it off. They-
I don't like that image, Kibbles.
They're
don't-
they're
I'm
dead
worried.
first.
I had to look
Kibbles,
at
I
it for a
don't-
second, then I realized what was wrong with it. And I was like, that no.
Wait, what's wrong with it? Oh wait,
The
Kibbles, what the
MP
fuck
is
is
rubbed
wrong
off.
with you?
I just noticed. I'm looking down, and
Yeah.
I've got one key that apparently I use more than any other key.
And it's the N key. Because Kibbles loves the gamer word. He says it as much as I do almost. And I censor myself heavily on the cast.
Oh shit!
I absolutely do not use that word at all.
I'm gonna hijack this quickly. Did you guys see anything about Gamescom? Did you guys watch Gamescom?
That is not-
Gamescom. What is Gamescom?
So they're
Did
just
Devolver save the fucking conference? Then I don't care.
no, they were just talking about some games. Like they had Elden Ring. They were talking about. That's just about all I really care for. My friend was talking about some Lego game that's getting a release.
Lego Star Wars boys.
Yeah, the new like fucking Star like a Star Wars stories or something are getting Lego releases.
It's like
Oh.
the entire the entire trilogies, the
What?
trilogy of trilogies.
So what is that? That's gonna be fucking Solo. That's the only one I remember. Rogue One, and what's the third one? Yeah, me too.
well, I don't know. I mostly just watch the trilogy movies. But no shit, the Lego Star Wars is gonna be great. Actually is a Devolver game that got promoted mental.
Devolver, yeah.
Called Cult of the Lamb. That looks pretty cool.
What is it? Cult of what?
Cult of the Lamb.
LAMB.
And it looks like a cross between something like Harvest Moon and like a hack and slash bullet hell kind of thing.
Oh, this looks cool as hell.
The trailer is sweet. Check it out.
Oh, this is so sweet. Oh, this is so cool.
That's why I made the joke about Devolver Digital earlier, because like, holy shit, everything they put out is just so interesting.
Well, we got a ton of info on Elden Ring, which sounds
Yep.
like it's skewing. It's very much blurring the line between like Dark Souls, Sekiro, and Breath of
One
the Wild,
second,
but
please,
a
I'll be right
little
back.
more Sekiro than Dark Souls.
Okay, can you get the belly dancer outfit and shield surf?
I'm not sure. But there's a big like Dark Souls YouTuber who got exclusive access to like a 16 minutes of footage from the game that I'm guessing we'll probably get to see later.
German spy, I assume.
Vati Vidya.
Oh, Vati. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you should check it out. But he talks about some really cool stuff. Basically, he says for the most part it feels very Breath of the Wild-y and Sekiro with like the stealth elements and whatnot. But once you
Okay.
get inside like the dungeons, it's basically like Dark Souls with a jump button.
Now, I don't like when people say something goes like Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild is just a good open world game. That just
I
has
think
some
when
smart
people
aspects
say
to it.
Breath of the Wild versus something like Far Cry,
Yes.
it's an open world game without direction, is what they're saying.
Yeah, but
Because Far Cry, it's an open world, but you have to go here and then you go there.
Oh, right,
and
and they
you
got
go there.
markers. They got markers and shit.
You've
right.
got like a structured quest line. Meanwhile, Breath of the Wild games are like, here's an open world. Go
Maybe-
fuck off.
maybe
you
you'll
can't
find
go in
something.
a wrong direction.
Yeah, maybe you'll find the
It's a
quest
game where
line,
you
right?
cannot go in a wrong direction. Because Skyrim, I think, wasn't exactly like that either. Because again, you have a quest system. You could fuck off in
Yep.
any direction, but you won't make progress unless you go into the right spots in the right order.
If we're talking about Breath of the Wild, I keep flipping back and forth on whether or not Breath of the Wild is as good as people say it is, like ridiculously good. My initial reaction was my contrarian mindset that like, yeah, it's pretty good, but it's not that amazing. I think The Witcher 3 is better. But then I played it again a second time. I was like, hold on, this might be really, really good. Like fucking one of the best open world games I played. So I don't know. I keep flipping back and forth. I do think that Breath of the Wild does something fantastic, and it's just openness and organic nature. It gives you tools, and you have to figure out how to use them properly.
I
Breath
think
of
for
the
me, it's that
Wild
it doesn't
gives
feel
the,
empty. It never
well,
feels empty for me.
Breath of the Wild is the quiet apocalypse, which is something I always like. It's not,
Yes.
oh, hey, the apocalypse happened and everybody turned into fucking road warrior. It's like, oh, hey, the apocalypse happened and everybody kind of moved away because
Everybody just
there's
started
nothing
farming.
here.
Yep.
Yeah. Plus,
Well,
you know, I can get a motorcycle and feed it goddamn apples and make it run. I'm like, I'm here for that.
Don't question it.
You question nothing.
God, that reminds me. Fucking last night, I was reminded how much I fucking hate this. How they handled Fallout 3 and Fallout 3 and Fallout 4's worlds. It's 200 years after the apocalypse, and they still think that people are acting like fucking Mad Max. When out west in the Fallout lore, there's bureaucracy, and better yet, there's bureaucratic corruption. Like 200 years have passed. Society happens. People have established towns and settlements and trade routes and everything big. But
That's why I always chose the NCR.
they're like, for some reason, the Bethesda Fallouts, the 3 and 4, they're just like, no, it's they try to have their cake and eat it too. That's the problem, you know.
I think it was the NCR. It's
I'll be
like that
back.
episode in Rick and Morty where they play the game where you like what's it, you live out the guy's
Roy.
life. I forget the name of it. Roy. For me, the NCR, it's like
A life well lived.
you got cancer and you went back to the carpet store. Boo.
Fucking boo!
That's basically what the NCR is to me.
Yo, this guy doesn't have a social security number. He's taking Roy off the grid. Holy shit!
It's like what the fucking the old world order caused an apocalypse that wiped out all life, and you went back to it after that. Boo.
Yeah, right. Nah, go Mad Max. Burn your social security
I'm
number.
not saying go Mad Max, but come on, don't go back to the same system that enabled what fucking happened.
I couldn't join the Legion. Okay.
I'm not saying join the Legion either. The Legion's fucking insane.
something tunnel snakes. I don't know. I don't play Fallout.
Yeah, play Tunnel Snakes is the only true answer. It's the 50s forever, except it's also cool if you're black.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just being real.
You
All the
got
people-
me. You had me at a loss of words. All I can say is wow.
Mind you, those are mutagens views, not the games.
Because I mean, let's be honest, all the people who say, "Oh yeah, you know, good old the fucking like 50s when everything was great." It's like, yeah, if you were white.
Yeah. It true. It true.
Awful lot of honkies in there.
There is an awful lot of honkies in here.
What?
Except
What
for
about?
that.
What
What?
you're saying is we gotta kill all the white man.
So, I got my pizza, and it's got a
Good. Did
fly.
you now?
Oh,
Yes.
Andy, you're back. We're starting a race war.
Race war. So I'm gonna post. You can't hear me very well because the condenser's away from my mouth. Sorry, stream. But give me 1 sec here.
Do you, Andy? Do you get your pizzas on discount?
Yes.
Okay, good. How much of a discount?
I think like 3 to 50%. Depends on the night. Depends on how frequently I order or get food.
That's pretty tight.
Nice.
I've been there for. When did Trump get elected? 5 years.
2016.
A lifetime ago.
Yep. So a long. I've
in
been
the
there.
before time. Let's just call it the before time.
So I get.
before
So
form.
I get the food, and it's got a flyer on the box, new flyer, and this is what I see. And I'm like, no, you fucking idiots.
Christ.
All postions in Wayne Haskell and Sparta.
Dude,
Way
seeing
to
that
be.
makes me think.
Y'all hiring a spell checker?
That's what I'm about to fucking call Dylan and say, Dylan, you fucking moron.
Just don't even say, he picks up hello. All postions?
All postions are now
Oh,
open.
see, that's the modern Italian spelling of
Yeah,
positions.
hey, buddy,
Because clearly a modern Italian restaurant.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's owned by a Jordanian, managed by a Jewish guy, overseen by a guy from Bolivia. The cooks are Mexican, and I'm from Algeria. There's no Italian
most-
influence at all.
That's the most American thing I've heard all day, just like the spelling. Although I will say, using boarhead's meat, pretty fucking, that's some good shit.
Oh yeah, we don't fuck around.
No, that's good shit. Like, I respect that.
The reps are pretty cool too. The
Fuck
I
guy-
yeah.
talked about my favorite restaurant a couple times, McGuire's in Pensacola, and Pensacola is also the hometown of the Blue Angels, the aviator squadron.
Fuck yeah.
They have different themed rooms when you go in there. There's like the Grand Hall, which has giant wine cask in the back, and then it has all these actual signs from Irish pubs that they hang on the wall, and they're really cool. Then there's like the Notre Dame room. There's like the front room, the bar, the grill room, all this stuff. Really cool rooms. Well, a couple years ago, they were going to introduce the Blue Angel room, and they had like posters made up. And they made a new drink and all this stuff, and everybody was so excited. And it came the day of the reveal, and they hung up the poster up front and said, "See our new Blue Angle room."
Oh
no.
no.
They had all the posters said Blue Angle, all the T-shirts said Blue Angle, everything. So it was the Blue Angle room, and
Did they just embrace it?
they just embraced it. They even took their drink they were going to call the Blue Angel and just call it the Blue Angle.
Oh
So
my God.
you can look on the drink menu and it's like Irish Wake, margaritas, fucking martinis, Blue Angle.
So are you saying that they could be your angle or your devil?
They could be your angle or your
Fuck.
devil.
I just
Actively-
imagine the waiters like correcting people. Say, "I'll have the Blue Angels." Oh, it's the Blue Angle, sir.
I saw it and I was like, wait a minute, did they misprint this menu? And then my buddy looked at me, he's like, no, dude. It was like he told me the story. I was like, oh, that's fucking terrible.
They got a cute, obtuse, and blue. Those are your angles.
What's also funny I love about this place is there was actually like legal action taken because of their bathrooms.
Why?
Oh
If
God.
you go to their bathrooms, the men's room has a big old sign that says not the women's. This is the men's, but it says not the women's in like big old letters, and this is the men's room. And then the women's room says not the men's room. This is the women's. And people were like just walking in there because like the last time we went, I was there at the urinal, and I look behind me like this lady just walked in, and then she looks and sees me at the urinal. And then she looks down. She goes, "I'm in the wrong place." I said, "Yes, ma'am. I think you are." She got the hell out of Dodge. No, they actually had like the city of Pensacola tried to make them change it, but then like I don't think it went all the way to the Florida Supreme Court. I think it just went to a higher court there in Pensacola, and they were like, you can't really tell people what the fuck to do with their bathrooms. So, yeah.
You ever walk into the wrong bathroom?
I almost did the first time I went there, which was years and years ago.
Who hasn't walked into the wrong bathroom at least once?
I
I
have.
did it like 2 months ago.
It's wholly
And it wasn't until I
unpleasant.
was walking out when I saw a bunch of women staring at me. I was like, whoops.
Yep.
I mean, I did my business. Everything was fine. It was just on the way out. And I saw the sign. I'm like, huh.
Yeah,
Well,
I did.
Wait,
had
you
a
actually
stereo-
used it? I'm sorry.
yeah, I just went to a
Ugh.
stall, used the toilet. There was no one else there that I could see. I just went to a stall, used the toilet, and I saw on the way out, I saw the sign. I was like, oh, whoops.
You dropped trout in the ladies' room?
Yeah.
I've had that
Andy,
happen
what
to
is
me.
so
The
fascinating
toilets-
about
Like, dang.
You
The
act like
toilets
the
don't
fucking
scan
toilet
for a
is-
vagina, Andy.
Yeah, you act like it's gonna activate some kind of spike trap on his dick or something.
Like, Jesus, so
Just
fucking
fucking-
shocking. A toilet's a toilet, Andy.
I'm sorry.
One
Dude,
shitter is much the same as the next, my friend.
It's like, can you poop in it? Yes. Okay, then we're good.
All right.
Because like, I
You can
was,
sit on the women's room toilet. There's a fucking blade that goes across the bowl to catch anything dangling.
It's like a rape condom for a toilet.
All right.
Oh
I
god
sat
damn.
in the women's bathroom. My balls touched the water, and an alarm went off. I was like, oh shit. No, like,
and jumped out and grabbed the score and says, "You stay right here."
when I worked for Lowe's, I used to be part of the inventory team because you got overtime and traveled. And I had to go to another Lowe's one day, and I got up there, and I was like, I got to go. And I was used to, like, our bathroom was it's over by the break room. The men's room's on the right, women's room's on the left. So I ran in and went to the right, not realizing I had gone into the women's room. And I'm in the stall, and like I'm taking care of business, and all of a sudden, like the second I realized what I've done was when like a couple ladies walked in and started talking, and then it sounded like a fucking church group walked in. And I was just
Oh
like,
no.
oh no. I was like, I can't leave. And like I'm just sitting there like trying to be quiet and just survive. But the whole time my stomach is like, this is not a drill, fuck. This is
Objective
not a drill.
That's
It was just objective survive popped up in the stall. I mean, I was like, just survive. But I'm over there like blowing it up. And these ladies are like, I hope she's okay over there.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
You do the falsetto and everything.
That's all you can do. Just try to survive.
Just doing lady things in here.
Should have just fucking roared like an unhinged beast. We would have all left.
Probably so. I mean, it got bad. There were some noises being made, and I was just like, well, see if I can survive this.
Unchristian noises.
Horrible, unchristian noises.
So how did you get out?
I just waited till they were done because I was still going when they left. I guess they were just like, we need to get out of here. It's getting bad. So when they finally all left, I just finished up as quick as I could, and I got up and I was like, I think I made it. I think I'm alive. Snuck out there like a solid snake. I'm sitting there in the toilet and I just go, Colonel, I think I'm in the wrong bathroom.
I hid the cigarettes in my stomach like you told me to.
Look around, Snake. There should be a vent for you to get out discreetly.
Event.
Colonel.
Yes, Snake.
Colonel.
Event. Swear to God, that game series is the worst about doing that. What do you mean, television? Well, let me tell you about the entire history of the TV, Snake.
TV
Oh,
snake.
that's
just-
what you mean, a TV.
Have you,
Yes.
have you ever tried to hold a conversation with somebody by just repeating the last two words of the sentence they had just said?
Mhm.
They just said.
I
Just said.
yeah. Sometimes you got up into 3 words, but yeah, you can do that.
Can do
Just
that.
said.
Yeah, you can do it. It's a pretty fun game.
Fun game?
Game, huh?
Good game.
GG, no read.
GG.
Anyways,
no
enough about
worries.
anime.
It's just like one of my Japanese animes.
Is there any good anime coming out? I haven't watched Kobayashi yet. The new season.
There hasn't
all
been
I
any
know.
good anime since anime was invented.
I'm
Seething
enjoying
menthol.
all the salt coming out of
Seething.
all the fucking salt that's coming out about the Cowboy Bebop live action. Like,
Mhm.
I'm sort of like, okay, I'm cautiously optimistic.
It
You know
looks
what,
fine.
I like the Witcher. I didn't think I was gonna like it at first, so I'll just wait and see. But
Yeah.
people are losing their goddamn mind because Faye Valentine has pants.
Unacceptable.
If it's good, it's good, and if it ain't good, you still got the original cartoon. Nothing wrong with that.
That's it.
People get so mad when their anime adaptations aren't unabashedly horny.
I
As
Like,
mean,
have
long as
you
it's
ever just
not-
like considered that this just isn't okay in civilized society?
didn't they get
It's
Scarlett
true.
fucking Johansson for Ghost in the Shell?
I mean, it's
They
not
did.
it's a movie.
Oh,
It's
Uh,
not great.
Like the fucking even that Guilty Gear Strive meme that's been blowing up. Like y'all ever just look at Japan and be like, come on guys. There's
Yeah.
like the like women are like people you can talk to, right?
No.
Look, I saw this shit and I said, you know what? I said, I'm not very well known. I'll do the meme thing. And I started working on it. And then like in the time it took me to like knock out a rough sketch, I looked and there was like 19 more of those things on Twitter. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna fuck with this.
what, the boob cut window, or
Not the boob cut. Boob cut windows are timeless. The
The
Jacko
Jacko
pose.
what's the Jacko pose?
Face
Oh, it's
down,
good so much
ass
out.
up.
That's the way we like the yuck.
Yep.
How do you spell Jacko? Because all I'm getting is the guy from Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super.
JACK-O.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Little league girl's got her boo honkus in the air, and then everybody was like,
Maybe just a little bit horny.
Just a wee bit.
This has been a strange FluffCast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. it has been.
We did actually talk about fluffies though, so I'll give us points.
Hey.
Yeah,
We went
we
deep
did.
in on fluffies, man. We went deep.
We could have a
So
whole
deep.
conversation on it,
Christ.
but we held back. Let's take a food.
I'm really hungry. I'm looking at this pizza.
I'm
that's
pretty
looking
hungry
at me.
too, actually.
All right. Well, I'm gonna close things up shop there then. We are gonna have a call afterwards if anyone wants to hang out. I'll send a ping out for that. But until next week for big number 10, boys.
After
Hey.
party.
After party. We can
Thanks
play.
to everyone who showed up.
We can play
people in
some
the
games.
chat.
Yep.
Actually,
from
I'm
Fluffy
probably gonna
community.
call it a night after this because I'm a fucking grandpa.
It's all right.
It's okay,
I'm not
Gramps.
tempted because I'm like, if I'm gonna die, I might as well die in my sleep.
Take your normal pills.
I'm gonna go out like my granddad in my sleep and not screaming like the other people in the car.
Man, I
Oh, you
still
ain't trying to man up tonight, huh?
That's it. I mean, if y'all want to play man up, we'll do that shit.
We'll see.
We
All right.
We can either do that or we'll just go back to boot camp and dunk on weebs.
I like
right.
dunking on weebs.
All right, you guys. Let's call it there. You guys have a nice night now. I'll see you later.
Yeah, you too.
We love you.
There.
All right, and good night to you too.